the season. Now what we had to do was take that and build on it. And I think we have pretty much so far. What we have to do is just keep getting better.
Alfred Payton was Baltimore's Defensive Player of the Game last week in Hamilton. Shreveport used to be Payton's place, but the Pirates released number 56. Their loss, Don Matthews' gain.
Alfred Payton came in and was our Defensive Player of the Game. I think he had 6 hurries. He caused a fumble. He had a sack. He recovered the fumble that he caused and played very, very well.
These teams got together at Memorial Stadium on July 23rd. Baltimore won that one 40-24 as Tracy Ham led a second-half charge. Tonight marks the midpoint in the '94 season as Baltimore tries to move another stride closer to the playoffs.
Football is back. It's a brand new day. Now the town is rocking at the CFL game. Catch all the action on News Channel 2. Good gosh almighty. It's so exciting. Catch the CFL game. Yeah, Baltimore CFL game. Got more power than a lightning bolt. Come on, everybody, feel it in your soul. Football is back. Can you feel the heat? The tradition lives on. You got a front row seat. You're all invited. It's so exciting. Catch the CFL game. Hey, on News Channel 2.
Baltimore CFL football on News Channel 2 is brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Every 3,000 miles, trust your car to the trained technicians at Jiffy Lube. By your Baltimore area Pontiac dealers. Introducing the all-new Sun Tire. And by Molson Ice from Canada, the land where ice was born. By Continental Airlines, peanut fares, low fares, no restrictions, every seat, every flight, every day. By Roy Rogers, hurry in today and enjoy the return of the $1.99 Philly cheesesteak sandwich at Roy's. And by Exxon, the ultimate gasoline. Welcome to Shreveport. We're at Independence Stadium, the 5-3 Baltimore CFL Football Club against the 0-8 Shreveport Pirates. Hi, everybody. Scott Garceau and Tom Maddie with you. And Tom, if I told you 6-3 at the halfway point, that's what Baltimore would be with a win, I guess you'd take that.
Yes, Scott, with 6-3 it would be great because I think in the second half with the defense coming on with Payton and these guys, I think we could even be better the second part of the season.
All right, tonight could be the Sean Jones coming out party. The rookie should play the extended period tonight. He could be a good one.
Well, I don't think he's a rookie by any means. I think he's played for national champions. I think he's probably the best all-around athlete we have on our team, and I think that he's got the capabilities of making a lot of things happen on the field.
On the Shreveport side, it's been a year of constant change. Forrest Gregg still searching for a team that can win a game. He's got 2 raw quarterbacks.
2 raw quarterbacks, a combination of 3 completions for 3 passes. But I'll tell you one thing, anything can happen out here. This is a good coach. He's got a good marketability as far as team goes here, and I think that he's got a chance to do some great things here.
All right, Tom, let's take a look at some of the differences between Canadian Football League rules and the American game. Here, Tom, you see the wider field. Obviously, that's a big change.
Well, there's no question. There's about 4,000 square yards more playing area in the CFL than the NFL, and that makes a big difference because they can really get around those corners and get there.
Obviously, some of the differences right there.
Well, you know, you take a look at there's 3 downs versus the 4 downs. So you have the 20-second clock instead of the 45-second clock, so that limits the substitutions. Also, you have the single point, which is a rouge, where you kick the ball through the end zone on a punt or on a field goal, so that gives that single point. And the other thing that really makes this game as exciting is the fact that there's backfield in motion. You can have 5 guys moving towards the line of scrimmage at any time at full speed. In the NFL, you only have 1 man in motion. He cannot be turned upfield.
You're looking at Don Matthews and now Forrest Gregg, the 2 head coaches, as they prepare their teams for the kickoff. Just a beautiful night here in Shreveport. No chance of rain tonight, so we should have ideal conditions, and that's a fast grass track down there, Tom.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you something. The middle of the field, as you can see in the outline of that field, you see where they've added on. That to the sideline, that last 10 yards on both sides is real hard, Scott. It's like asphalt out there, but the middle of the field is well crowned, good drainage. It's a Bermuda grass out there. It's ideal conditions. It's soft and it makes it really fast. You can see right there, right out to almost where the hash mark lines are, right where the yard markers are, where the break is there. That's real dry and real hard, and boy, I'll tell you, it's dangerous because that wall is so close, Scott, to the playing field.
There's David Lucas back to receive the opening kickoff. Donaligwe Buike just making his way out with the kicking tee now. Terry Smith is also back for the Shreveport Pirates. As far as these two are concerned, Lucas, pretty good weapon back there. He's had a long return of 61 yards, and he's 4th in the league. He's returned 22 kickoffs for 491 yards. There's David Lucas. So let's see if Iggy tries to keep the ball away from him. Iggy on kickoffs has been averaging 57.5 yards a kickoff. Remember, you got to get a lot of foot in it to get it in the goal line in this game. We are underway. It's 0-0. Sends it down. A good kick down to the 6-yard line. Returned by David Lucas. Lucas at the 25. Penalty marker down. Has a seam and breaks it on the outside. He's at midfield and has a blocker. Only Iggy back. Iggy slows him down, gets a hand on him. He's still on his feet and finally tackled at the 30-yard line. But remember, a penalty marker is down. That tackle finally made by Ken Watson.
And it's going to be brought all the way back, Scott. A great return on. Everybody's going to be huffing and puffing after that one, but there had to be a clip on the play. The flag is down at about the 24-yard line. Let's see if we can see it here.
You said, Tom, Lucas was 4th in the league in kickoff returns, and this was a nice run.
Great. He got great timing. Good move to the outside right there. Now watch him turn up the speed to the inside. Flag goes down right about there. Breaks back out, back in. Well, he's got good moves, good speed.
First down.
Well, a team that's 0-8 makes some mistakes, and obviously won here because Shreveport, instead of starting 1st and 10 at the Baltimore 30, will start at their own 20-yard line.
1st and 10, Shreveport Pirates.
And the first question has been answered. The quarterback is Robert Hall, 6 feet, 173 pounds. He's thrown 3 passes this year, completed all 3 last week out of Texas Tech. And he hands off to Martin Patton, who's trying to get wide. And Patton smacked down. Short gain on the play over around the 21.
Again, good pursuit by the defense, Scott. Baltimore coming way to the outside, a quick pitch to the outside, and make good pursuit.
This is a huge offensive line. Donnell Johnson, Terry Beaufort, Mike Stoll, the only guy that's in there that started last time against Baltimore. Heidenreich, 300-pounder right guard, and big Fred Childress, 345 pounds. Now the special teamers, Hall, the quarterback, Benjamin and Patton, the running backs, the wideouts, Walker, Thompson, Moss, and Lucas. 2nd down and 8 from the 22-yard line. And back to throw is Hall, rolling to the near side. Here comes some pressure, and down he goes, whipped down back around the 6-yard line. Good pressure up front by Scott Miller.
Scott Miller broke the block down right away on it, came right, breaking to the outside again, right here from the line of scrimmage. You'll see him rolling out to the wide side of the field. Miller comes in the picture right there. Keeps under control, drives them all the way back. Good tackle.
Scott Miller, a valuable guy. He's played offensive line. He's the long snapper and making his first defensive start here tonight. And now Kaner will have to punt from deep in his own end zone.
Well, with Bayless out, Scott Miller filling in there, doing a great job because, you know, Bayless is probably one of the premier football players, defensive linemen in the whole league. And boy, with him being out and not making a trip down.
Bad snap. Here comes a safety as Kaner picks it up and puts a knee down. So Baltimore on the board with a safety, and we saw a couple of bad snaps in Hamilton last week, Tom, and right out of the gate, a bad one really didn't give Kaner a shot. They'll have to kick back to Baltimore.
You know, that's the kind of thing when you start off a game like this, Scott, and when Shreveport really has to get it on a snap here, it's a pickup, it's a first bouncer, and last week Josh Miller had a couple of those, did pick him up. This one didn't get there. Good pressure on the punter. He just drops him down to the ground and gets the 2 points.
That wasn't a bad snap. That was a horrendous snap. That was about 5 yards short, Tom.
Forrest Gregg's not going to be too happy with that. He's out there, and I can't blame him. Those are fundamental errors that cannot be made if you want to be competitive in this league.
So it's a 2-0 Baltimore lead, and they'll get the ball back after the safety. Shreveport will kick off from the 35-yard line. Another little difference than American football. Normally you'd kick off at the 20 after a safety.
Kaner is going to tee it up on the 35.
That is another different rule there too, Scott, because they would either punt it from the 20-yard line or
It's a free kick,
basically. But in the CFL, it's a little bit different. There's a lot of different rules.
Bjorn Nitmo, not Kaner, will put the foot into it. Nitmo, former New York Giant kicker, and back deep for Baltimore, there's Stan Petrie.
Nitmo is probably, in my estimation, one of the real good kickers in the league and could be picked up.
Got a strong foot and gets the left foot into this one. Coming down at the 5, it's Stan Petrie. At the 20, and he's hit hard, stays on his feet, and gets close to the 25-yard line. Tackle was made by Anthony Shelton. Good hit down there. Let's check out the Baltimore offensive line now. And this is another big line, averaging over 300 pounds. Left tackle is Shreveport Donish. Shar, 6'6", 290-pounder out of Nevada, Reno. Guy Earl making his first start, 6'5", 300-pounder. Nick Subis is the center. Earl's twin brother John at right guard, and big Neil Fort, 330 pounds of him at right tackle. Sean Jones, Pringle, Tui Piloto, the running backs. Here's the kid, Sean Jones, making his first start and hands it off to Mike Pringle. Got a little opening and plows up close to the 30.
Pick up about 5 yards on it. What you're going to see a lot of tonight is probably a lot of the running game, Scott, because they're going to take advantage of Pringle, who's right up at the top of the league in rushing, plus the ability of Sean Jones to be able to roll out and be able to do the job. He is he's probably, in my estimation, one of the best athletes, all-around athletes we have on our team.
Well, Baltimore fans have watched Tracy Ham and his elusiveness and quickness. Has better speed. And a play action fake, throwing upfield, complete to Tui Piloto, and knocked out of bounds just across the 40 for a first down. Ron Perry on the hit. Let's take a look at the defensive line for Shreveport right now. Ray Savage at end number 96, and a penalty will nullify the first down. There's Stuman, Browner, Cornelius, and Savage across the front. Osborne, Solari, and Perry, the linebackers. And Merrow, Fuller, Hunter, Worthman, and Johnson in the secondary. So Shreveport had a costly penalty on the opening kickoff. Now Baltimore nullifies a first down.
Chris Armstrong was in motion, number 81 for Baltimore. Perry getting his marching orders from Sean Jones. Sean sets up, good time, throwing deep downfield, and the pass is intercepted. Trying to get it downfield to Walter Wilson, but Sean Jones picked off by Daniel Hunter. Hunter's second interception of the year, and Shreveport takes over, trailing 2-0. One of the first times that the franchise hasn't been able to go up and get the ball. Walter Wilson, number 84, usually a clutch receiver in those circumstances, going up, and you'll be able to see this is a great defensive play.
And Hunter just kind of went up and got the jump ball, right? Good coverage and a nice takeaway. We'll step out. Baltimore leading 2-0. We're early in the first quarter. Robert Hall has just scrambled for a first down for Shreveport, and Hall showing some of his quickness here, Tom.
No question. Here he goes right up the middle. It's a broken play, actually. He's supposed to hand it off to the inside and just adjust on play. Breaks to the outside, then gets around the corner, switches that ball to the outside. That's a good sign of a running back right there, and Hall just steps out of bounds after picking up a first down, picked up 20 yards on the play, Scott.
So Hall made something out of a mistake, and here they come. Oh, and a quick hit in the backfield as Alfred Payton, who was let go by this team, it puts on a little show there. He wants to let them know he's back in town, Tom.
Again, Alfred Payton having a great game last week for Baltimore. Just comes straight down the line of scrimmage from the outside and nails him in the backfield. Didn't have a chance at all. And watch Alfred Payton go around. He's going to do his dance. He gets that defense fired up, Scott, and that's the key factor.
Well, a loss on that play of 3 yards. Second down and 13 for Robert Hall. Hall, the leading passer in Texas Tech history, so he can throw the football. Sets up in the pocket, comes near side, incomplete. Try to get it to Steve Shipley, number 87, but good coverage, and that'll force a punt.
Number 87, Steve Shipley.
Again, the defense is doing such a good job putting pressure on the quarterback here, and Shreveport he's got to step up. Hall's got to step up and try to get rid of the ball on that one, but again,
good pressure from that defensive front four.
You don't have to get sacks, right, Tom? You just got to make them hurry.
Make them hurry. That's a hurry.
There's Aaron Canner. He will punt it. You see the numbers on him. 41.2 average. Has had a long punt this year of 74 yards. And back deep for Baltimore, Stan Petrie, standing on about the 12-yard line.
Kicking into a little bit of wind here, so see if we should get some good field position.
Canner with a short kick. Takes a good bounce for Shreveport, and Petrie's going to pick it up around the 10. And runs out of a tackle now. He's got some room. He's at the 30, 35, and just about broke it. That was the last man that had a shot, and before the game, Matthew said, that guy's going to break one soon.
He has great quickness, and again, adjusting on the ball on this one. Petrie is just, he's an exciting young man and gets the job done out there. Again, you got to give him 5 yards to catch it. Once he catches it, he comes back over, gives a juke, breaks back to the inside, covers that ball up. Now watch him take off. Almost breaks a tackle here, splits the seam. A couple saving tackles right there. Otherwise, he's off to the races in 6 points.
Well, the last man that had a shot really was Osborne, and he brought him down. Here's Jones setting up in the shotgun. Now reloads, and down he goes. Looked like he just lost his footing, tripped himself up, and he's down back around the 25-yard line. Van Williams was in there pressuring, but watch his feet here, Tom.
Like he steps up right into the pocket here, but watch the offensive lineman get back too much right back in there and really knock him back and trip him up as he's stepping back in there. So it puts in a long, second and long situation, Scott.
Ball back at about the 25. They need to get up to the 47 for a first down. Rolling near side, looking to throw. Now he wants to run with it. Jones has some room in front of him. He's at the 30. Up across the 40, and looks like he's got the first down as he gets up near the 50-yard line, and there's that speed.
That's what I was talking about all along. This kid has got the ability as an athlete to adjust in the backfield there. Really rolls out to the back to the outside over here. Now watch him cut back, keeps that arm cocked, because good balance, and again the long stride. He's got 4.5 speed, knows where those yard markers are. Again, watch where he puts the ball, the outside, so that the defensive people can't knock it, but he knows what he has to get. Steps out of bounds, picks up the first down.
Ball on the Baltimore 49. Baltimore on top 2-0 with a safety. 8:35 clock running here in the first quarter. Now under center. Jones gives it to Pringle. He's hitting the backfield and gets back near the line of scrimmage, but good penetration from that Shreveport defense.
Defense all inside right there. That was just good penetration by the defensive line of Shreveport. Got into the backfield, made things happen, screwed it up for Pringle because he had no place to cut once he got the ball. Pringle's having a great year, as you can see there. He's averaging almost 5 yards a carry and is, I think, 5th in the league in rushing.
Now it's second down and 10. Back to the shotgun. Time for Jones. He wants to go deep. Has a man down there, and it is incomplete. Just off the hands of Walter Wilson. It looked like he had a step on the defender.
He had one step and a great throw. If anybody has a question of whether or not Sean Jones could throw this football, he has done a wonderful job at just laying it out over that outside shoulder. And again, you'll be able to see him crank it up. There's a super throw by him right there. Walter Wilson got it on. It would have been a great catch if he'd have got it.
Mayrow on the coverage. Did a pretty good job, but that one just did miss. So on to punt is Josh Miller, and what a week he had last week. He had 11 punts and averaged over 50 yards on the 11 kicks. This one hangs up high. It's taken by Lucas. Lucas missed down there by Elvin Walton, but stacked up just across the 20 at about the 22.
Good coverage by the special teams.
Timeout. 7:32 left in the first quarter. Baltimore 2, Shreveport nothing.
Really? Bayless has got a wonky knee and also a bicep tear, and he just tore it in the middle of the game in Hamilton, and so we've got to get him well. There's a lot more football to play. I think if this was the Grey Cup game, Bayless might be able to play, but if we don't rest him now or soon, then we may lose him for the year. So Bayless is home, and Sean Beals has got a hamstring. Reggie Perry had a big game last week, so we felt that by letting Sean Beals rest a little bit, we'd be able to get him healthy, and we were able to bring Mike Alexander in from Penn State. So we've got some good replacements, and we need to rest our injured players.
All right, Don Matthews talking about some of the injuries Baltimore's facing at the halfway point. And the handoff there, not much going on. Reggie Barnes, a short gain as he takes it off right tackle. Number 7, Tracy Gravely up there. He's played outstanding this year, leads the team with 29 tackles.
And Showell was right in there also, number 76, big guy added to the team this year. They're going to be doing some substituting a lot on the line of scrimmage tonight. Baltimore wants to be able to have fresh people in there with missing Bayless. They want these guys to shuffle inside and out.
Malcolm Showell at the right rush end now, number 76, out of Dunbar High School in Baltimore. Played football and basketball for Bob Wade. And here comes a short pass. It's complete. And the gain up near the first down yardage marker, and good for the first down on some second effort. Reggie Barnes with the first down. Good run, Tom, after he caught the football.
Well, he saw the seam right between there and really broke up, knew where he had to get the first down. It was great running on his part, because that would have put him back into another punting situation, in and out in 2 downs and out on that third. So, you know, you can't leave the room around here too quickly, because things change.
Remember now, the Baltimore defense last week in Hamilton threw a shutout in the second half, so they have not given up a point since the first half of that game. Right up the middle they come this time, and nothing going on there as Ricky Andrews, the middle linebacker, Robert Pressberry stacked up that play.
Ricky Andrews, 6'2", 235 from Washington. He just filled the gap perfectly on that, read the play, stepped up inside, and drove the right back in the backfield.
There you see the starting defense. There have been some changes made in that right now, but Peyton Miller, Pressberry, Showell's now in at that rush end. Tracy Gravely, Ricky Andrews, and Goodwin, the linebackers. And then in the secondary, they've done a great job. Anthony, Watson, Brooks, Anthony, and Irv Smith. Rolling out to the near side, it's Robert Hall looking upfield, has a man, and it's complete near the 50. Up near midfield is Terry Smith, and finally stopped down there. Another Shreveport first down, and Robert Hall getting a little momentum going with the offense.
Boy, good rollout to the wide side of the field, and Brooks makes a tackle on that one to save a big gainer. Good strong throw this time, right to the sideline. Just beats it right there. Then the open field there. Now watch number 17 come in and get it. Here we are. Rolling out again. Another shot angle of this. This is a hard throw for a quarterback.
So it's first down and 10, Shreveport, just about a yard short of the 55-yard line midfield. Hall fakes it now. He's rolling out the other way. Here comes Gravely, forced him to throw. It's complete. About a 7-yard gain on the play. That's Charles Thompson, the former Oklahoma quarterback, on the reception. He's got breakaway speed. He run the 40 in 4.4, so you got to keep a close eye on him.
5'9", 180 pounds, and he's as quick as can be.
Wishbone quarterback at Oklahoma, gotten some problems. Actually spent some time in jail and then came back and finished up his college career at Central State. Now we'll bring in the short yardage defense as Don Matthews runs in about 4 players on second down and a short 2.
This should be right up Forrest Gregg's alley. Short yardage situations, a lot like Green Bay.
Exactly have the same personnel, but they hand it off, and I don't think they got it. Martin Patton over on the right side, stacked up after a short game. Patton has been kind of their bread and butter ball carrier lately. He's picked up 191 yards in the last 2 games, and Shreveport's going to be forced to punt. Good job by the guys up front, Tom.
Good penetration by the defense coming across. Baltimore coming right in there, making the tackle, stopping them for the first down. Got to go into a punting situation here.
And look at the boss. He's not too happy that they couldn't get it on the short yardage situation.
Well, I played with him in the Pro Bowl, and you talk about one of the all-time great offensive linemen that ever played the game. Hall of Famer, and has done a great job, is Forrest Gregg. Good personal friend, and got a chance to say hello.
Forrest Gregg just last week named to the NFL's all-time 75-year team. Snap all right this time, and Canner hits a good one. see back there at the goal line. Whoa, it looked like he was going to take the single and then decides to bring it out in a little, not really sure what Carl Anthony had in mind there.
Well, I think what he did is he saw that he was still outside in a playing area. He had to run the ball. He looked down at the line, at the goal line right there and said, hey, listen, the momentum did not take me back in. Watch right here. You'll see him, the ball bringing him in. Boom.
All right, timeout on the field. 3:50 to play in the quarter. 2-0 Baltimore. Baltimore CFL football on News Channel 2 is brought to you by Admiral Auto Insurance. Proud to share in professional football's return to Baltimore. Well, not a whole lot of offense so far here at Independence Stadium in Shreveport. It's a 2-0 game, and the only points in the game came on a bad snap on a punt attempt from Aaron Canner. And other than that, not a whole lot going on. Here you take a look at Sean Jones and the numbers on him early, 0 for 2 with an interception. Pringle with it. Picks up about 4 or 5, got across the 15.
Okay, that almost broke. You saw the hole to the inside. A great defensive play by Shreveport from stopping him from picking up a big gainer on that one, even though he did pick up 5 yards on the play.
Ron Perry on the tackle for the Pirates. Second down and 5. Jones from the shotgun. Penalty marker down. Throws to the near side. It's caught. Good for the first down. Tui Pelotu, who got an earlier pass that was declined because of a penalty. We'll check this one out. Carlton Johnson, the right cornerback, made the stop.
Offsides on Shreveport. They jumped across the line of scrimmage, Scott, on that one. We'll hear the official. No, we won't hear the official.
Decline. First down.
Okay, we did know that it was declined. That's referee John Ireland. And they'll take the first down. Ray Savage, the Pirate who jumped offside.
Big number 96.
Tom, one of the things you see a lot more, I guess, in this game than you might the NFL is weak side, strong side. Guys flip-flopping to the strong side of the field or the weak side of the field.
Exactly. You'll see the strong linebacker, for instance, Alfred Payton, is a little bit bigger than O.J. Brigance, being able to get to the outside and play that wide side, because that's where they'll try to get the quarterback to roll out. You have that big offensive guard pulling out and being able to lead the interference. You want to have a bigger rush end out there than an O.J. O.J.'s, going around 220 at the max. I don't even think he's that big.
They list him at 220, but it might be a stretch,
I think he may
right?
be a 210er, and he's got the great speed, but you get the stronger linebacker to the wide side of the field, and that sort of helps out.
Robert Clark to the near side. And it's a drop play to Pringle. He's got some room. Breaks a tackle at the 40, up to the 50, into Shreveport territory at about the 51-yard line. So Mike Pringle snaps off a good run, finally brought down by Carlton Johnson.
And a good block by Clark out there, the outside receiver. When I was a running back, all you want those receivers to do is just get in the way, and so you can cut off them. Again, Pringle breaking to the outside, breaks a tackle there. He's got to get that football to the outside. Again, right here, he gets nailed, but I'll tell you something, that's a big pickup.
29 yards on the gain from Mike Pringle, so it's 1st and 10. Baltimore on top, 2-0, just over 2 minutes left, and up the middle he's going to run. Jones tucks it in and goes down to about the 33-yard line, pickup of about 7. Keith Browner brought him down.
This is the thing that Sean Jones is so good at. Watch him, he sets right up in the pocket, sees the offensive line, open up a hole right in the middle there, takes off, keeps that arm up, almost breaks a tackle there.
Tom, I guess when you're in man coverage, nobody has the quarterback, right?
That's what you like to see, because this kid has great speed and great agility. Makes the cut back to the inside, picks up the good yard. That's the one thing that Tracy Ham, when he's healthy, has the capability of doing also.
So it's 2nd and short. Over the middle, short gain on the play. They needed to get to the 40-yard line. Tui Pelotu, who doesn't get to carry the ball too often, has a first down. Tom, I think he has had 1 carry or less in 6 of the last 8 games, so he's glad to get the pigskin.
Get the pigskin every once in a while. What he's using primarily for is a blocker or a receiver coming out of the backfield. He's got good hands. He's the kind of kid that you can count on catching the football.
See, only 9 carries coming into this game, so the drive stays alive. First down from the shotgun. Sean Jones, good time, and that one batted down. Big Keith Browner, and one of the coaches telling us before the game that that's what he's been able to do for them, is knock down a lot of passes. 6'6", 265-pounder. In his second year, he was second year of the CFL, but here's a guy that played in the NFL, was a first-round pick of Tampa Bay back in '83.
He also played for the San Francisco 49ers and Toronto Argonauts, so he's been around. He knows what's going on.
When the final minute of the first quarter, clock running with 40 seconds left. 2nd and 10. Firing into the corner, and it is incomplete. Good coverage down there as Joe Merrow was all over Walter Wilson.
And Iggy comes in. Number 00.
Let's see if Iggy can tack a 3 onto the Baltimore 2 with 31 seconds left in the first quarter. There he is, number 0, Donald Igwe-Buike, out of Clemson. He's the 5th leading scorer in the CFL with 91 points, 21 of 27 field goals, along of 49, but he hit some bombs down here in that preseason game, Tom.
He did. There was a 50-yarder with an offside penalty. Went right back to 55 yards and kicked it right for 55 yards. So he had some great, kicked 4 field goals in that game.
John Conjemi, the holder, a 57-yard attempt. Good snap from Miller. Iggy gets the foot into it, and it's good. So Donald Igwe-Buike, who's really been hot, he's 14 of 14 inside 40. It's a 47-yarder there, and it's a 5-0 Baltimore lead with 11 seconds left in the first quarter.
Iggy's got the foot into the wind helping us on that one there, and with 5 seconds remaining in this quarter, Shreveport will take over on the 35-yard line.
Boy, it's good to have a kicker, isn't it, Tom? When you get down there, you want to come back with 3, but that was no chip shot, a 47-yarder.
That was not a chip shot. He's been kicking very well, and Iggy's one of the real class clowns of the whole team, because they get him up singing all the time, and that Nigerian accent really makes it wonderful.
Iggy's now hit 11 of his last 12, and here comes Shreveport, penalty marker down. A short clip, it's complete to Thompson. He's got a first down, but let's wait on the penalty as the first quarter comes to an end here. We'll wait for the penalty call. Carl Anthony made the tackle.
A shoestring tackle at that, Scott.
And the penalty against Baltimore
will obviously be declined.
And that's going to end the first quarter.
Offside.
We'll be back. We've played a quarter. Baltimore 5, Shreveport nothing.
Day and Night Texaco, your fast and friendly convenience store.
Scott, one of the interesting statistics right here is that we have outscored the opponents. The Baltimore team has outscored the opponents 57-29 in the first quarter. And the other statistic you want to talk about is the fact that this is 3 quarters now that they've gone without giving up a point.
Shut out Hamilton in the second half last week, and I don't think you see that too often.
Not too often
in the CFL.
You know, this is a game where they score lots of points, and for the defense of Baltimore to only score to hold it for 3 quarters. Whoa! Little jump offside.
Like the right guard, Heidenreich, had a little hitch to his giddy up there.
Giddy up.
Procedure, Shreveport number 65, still first down.
Yeah. He's a rookie. That offensive line for them, Tom.
Again, you'll be able to see just a jump off. You know, he liked to be to pull himself back with a little string and pull it back in there. But this is a big, big offensive line. We got to talk about these guys.
A lot of those guys have recently been picked up, cuts from NFL camps, and of course, Greg may be able to mold them in the second half. All setting up, near side toss to Thompson, complete. Short gain on the play, back to about the original line of scrimmage.
Brings up it's just a halfback coming out of the backfield. And what the strategy is on that, Scott, is what you've got to do when you're a back coming out of the backfield. You've got to hook up in between those linebackers, and usually are an outlet receiver for the quarterback if he can't find his primary receiver downfield. Picks up 5 yards on it. The odds are that maybe he could break the tackle and pick up bigger yardage on it, but it's an outlet pass.
Now second down and 10. Robert Hall, the rookie quarterback, making his first start. Here comes a blitz from Bradley, but he gets outside of that, and he's going to keep it. Midfield, and whoa, lost his footing short of the
McAfee and the Invisible Man made that tackle.
I think somehow Matthews had his hand out there and tripped him up or something. Again, watch him right here. He just trips over his own feet. He's cocking. Now watch him. Right here, the line comes out there. Ba-boom. Trips on the turf. Alvin Walton, the ex-Washington Redskin guy, 2 Super Bowl rings. Comes up there, makes sure he gets down and puts him in a punting situation.
He faked out himself on that move. He got too tricky with his feet.
He almost did a complete flip on it. I wish I could do that.
Canner back to punt. He's standing on his own 45-yard line. See, it was Anthony back last time after Petrie had been back the first time. Oh, and right through the hands of Canner. Joe Washington after him. Gets a foot on it, but it sails out of bounds, and Baltimore will have excellent position out near midfield.
Again, another bad snap, and these are the kind of fundamentals that Shreveport has to overcome. Again, look at this one, up
bad
and high.
Snap, but catchable, I would think.
But catchable, a little bit high. Tries to make a valiant effort here to cut it, but boy, I'll tell you one thing. Good penetration by the Baltimore special teams, getting them in there. It gives them excellent field position, Scott.
Buford on the snap. And it was high, and the first one was 5 yards short, so he's adjusting in the right direction at least.
I wouldn't want to come to the sideline when you make those kind of mistakes, because I know Forrest Gregg's going to be over there, and I tell you, he's not going to be a happy camper.
Special teams so important in this game. It's a 5-0 Baltimore lead, second quarter. And Jones on a little screen pass, penalty markers down, went in and out of the hands of Tui Pelotu.
Looks like there could be a holding penalty on Baltimore here. The officials have the flag down right about the 55-yard line.
Well, we might see some different things. That's a play we haven't seen much of this year. Also might...
Oh, offsides on Shreveport.
Also might see a few different twists.
Offside. Shreveport, number 25. Repeat first down.
Scott, on that offsides there, I think what you're going to see sometimes is they've got to give that yard 1 yard off the ball. Number 25 came up inside off that yard, and you know, it's a tough rule to get used to because you got to play off.
May have been blitzing because that was a defensive back that was called for the offside. Take a good look at Sean Jones from the end zone. 3 receivers coming to the near side, and the pitch goes to Pringle on the right side, and he is wrapped up, and down he goes. Nice defensive play as Ron Perry turned him in and made the stop.
Ron Perry does a kip down there, jumps up. Again, this play pitched to the outside. It's sort of like student body to the right, and it's been very, very effective for Pringle, especially when he had that great game where he had 172 yards rushing. Right here, Perry, you can see the kind of athlete this guy is. Does the somersault right up into the kip with a uniform on. That is not easy.
9-7, what'd you say? Jones under some heavy pressure and flips it to Tui Pelotu. How did he get it off? And Peter might trying to get outside, but no, finally run down. Just not quick enough, and Shreveport has the football. Play was not whistle dead. Shreveport comes up with the football. Ron Perry has it, and what a wild play that was. How did Jones get out of there?
I have no idea how he got out of there, and he dumped it off to Tui Peluto. Tui Peluto gets tackled. The ball is stripped. They end up with the recovery. Again, watch Sean Jones. Great balance right there. Flips it. Tui Peluto running, almost breaks it to the outside. And watch number 34 comes in, punches the ball out before it hits the ground. Recovered right there.
The recovery was by Carlton Johnson. We'll step out. It's a 5-0 Baltimore lead. Scott Garcon, Tom Matte back with you at Shreveport. 2 turnovers for Baltimore so far, Tom.
Turnovers are the key to any game, Scott, and when it's going against you, it's going against you. 1 interception by Sean Jones, and again, that fumble by Tui Peluto gives Shreveport the opportunity to have great field position inside the 55-yard line.
Clark is the quarterback. Rolling near side. Has some pretty good protection there. Flips it upfield, incomplete. Bradley up on the coverage. It was intended for Lucas.
Lucas again going out there trying to find that dead spot, and boy, Gravely coming right over across in front there. Again, roll out this side, easiest side to throw the ball, but again now he's throwing it right there. Gravely's right in front. Boy, knocks it down, gets his arm in there. Good defensive play by Baltimore.
Lucas was the guy in Baltimore that had a good game for Shreveport, got a touchdown pass and caught 4 passes for 121 yards, so they'll keep a close eye on him.
He's got the speed, the ability to catch the football, and if they can get it out to him, he's a deep threat.
So it's 2nd down and 10 here. The Baltimore defense trying to force a punt. Clark back to throw. Looks like he's setting up a screen. Barnes with it, and he went nowhere. And it could be a fumble on the play. Big pile up over there, right in front of the Baltimore bench. And Baltimore ball. Baltimore ball. Let's see who's down at the bottom of that pile. Looks like it's Robert Pressberry, the club.
The club.
Press, of course, wears that cast. He was at the bottom. I think he wrestled it away, Tom.
Well, this is just great defensive play. Watch on the screen right here. Watch. I'm trying to see who that is. Just Matt Goodwin out there, getting out there. Great play, just balance and going through it. There's Pressberry coming in for the ball, digging, bringing it. Great camera coverage.
Matt Goodwin fighting off the block. He's done it all year. He's got a sack. He's got 2 fumble recoveries. He has 3 of the team's 4 block kicks. He's 3rd on the team with 4 passes broken up, and he doesn't quit.
He's a player.
There's Pressberry, who recovered the fumble, and now the Baltimore offense ready to go. So back-to-back turnovers, and now it could be a delay of game as it looked like the down clock ran out, and that's probably some of the inexperience of Sean Jones, Tom.
Calling the plays right there from, and this is an interesting...
Time count violation. Baltimore number 10, still 1st down.
Scott, the interesting thing about Don Matthews is he lets his quarterbacks call all the plays, and I think that takes, that takes a lot of confidence in your players to let a rookie like Sean Jones come on in here. He has to have the confidence in this athlete to do the job.
Well, he wants him to be comfortable, and he'll make the calls. Man open, and he lost his footing. Chris Armstrong, like he tried to make a break to the ball, and you see him looking down. And that's the part of the field, Tom, that's
it's like ice skating over there. The ground is so hard, Scott, that when you plant your feet, you're so used to in the middle of the grass or the Bermuda, in the middle of the field, you can plant, it'll stick for you. On that sideline, it's like ice over there. It's so hard. But that was a good throw by Sean Jones, and those are the kind of balls that has to be caught.
Well, you'll be looking for him to get after Jones on 2nd and 15, going deep downfield and just a little too long. Streaking down there is Robert Clark. Carlton Johnson on the coverage, and will force a Baltimore punt. So we've got a defensive struggle here, Tom. The offense not able to cash in up to this point.
Not able to cash in at all. And the thing that you've got to be able to do in these kind of situations is you've got to get that ball down the field, move it, and get in a scoring position. And the offense right now, with Sean Jones in a quarterback, is just not moving the football.
And I'm sure Don Matthews is concerned about that. David Lucas back deep to receive the punt from left-footed Josh Miller. Good punt, driving Lucas back to about the 10. Trying to get outside, and down he goes. And good coverage down there.
Alvin Walton right on top of it again, number 4. Here's a guy who's got
Petrie too, Tom.
And Stan Petrie also. But I'll tell you, these 2 guys are, you got to do a lot of things when you're playing in the CFL. When you only have 36 players on the roster, you've got to be on the special teams, and you've got to do a lot of things. Tracy Ham talking to Sean Jones right there. The one thing that I'd recommend right now is the fact that Sean is throwing a lot of the deep patterns. I think what you've got to do is establish underneath those zones, be able to get the ball to your receivers, take the 10-12s, move it down the field. You can't get that big, quick hit all the time.
And build the quarterback's confidence in the process, right? This is Hall. He's throwing far to the near side and overthrows his man, trying to get it out to number 81. But that ball was overthrown. Tony Moss.
You talk about a lot of confusion, especially in Shreveport right here, right now. They've gone through so many quarterbacks. They let the first and second string quarterbacks go last week, and now they're starting 2 young rookies right here. But he's 6 for 8 for 54 yards, so he's doing a pretty good job throwing the ball. That one was just overthrown.
Their other new quarterback, Robert Hall, more of an NFL prototype quarterback, 6'3", 220.
Robert Cobb,
yeah, he was in the Browns camp. This is Hall running it up the middle at the 10. 15, spins across the 20 to about the 22.
There was a holding penalty on Alfred Payton back there. It was so bad. Defensive holding.
A takedown?
A takedown. It looked like a wrestling match there.
Offensive holding.
No. Yeah, offensive holding. Right.
Holding. Shreveport, number 68. Repeat, second down.
Ball went against the left tackle, Donnell Johnson.
At the goal line.
Josh Miller had a great punt on that last one. 47 yards and very little return, about a 3-4 yard return on it, so that's good net yardage.
Big play here for the Baltimore defense. There's the holding over on the left-hand side of your screen and the takedown.
It's a takedown I was talking about. On O.J. Brigance, they just pulled him down.
They can force them to punt here. They should have excellent position. Hall in his own end zone. Here comes the pressure, and he throws it away. Good decision. And Shreveport will be forced to punt
from their end zone.
Getting up slow is Alfred Payton, who is really putting pressure on quarterback Robert Hall. Payton still standing in the end zone, and now one of the officials coming over to see if he needs a trainer out there. And
if there's a chance to see the end of the play here on a replay, you'll see Payton hit this ground over here. This is what I was talking about. Where that line ends, it's almost like landing on asphalt. It's so hard down there. They haven't watered that area at all, and you can even see cracks when you're walking down. You know, as a player, the guys always used to like, and I did too, I like to walk around, take a look at where the soft spots are, where the hard spots are, to figure out what you're going to have to do with your footing in those areas. But boy, he took a real nasty fall when he made that tackle on the quarterback.
So Payton getting attention from the trainers down there, John Lopez and Steve Kinsey.
Doctor.
We're going to step out here. 8:36 to go in the first half. Baltimore on top of the Pirates, 5-0.
Baltimore CFL football on News Channel 2 is brought to you by your Baltimore Mazda dealer.
Welcome back to Shreveport. 5-0 Baltimore on top, and Alfred Payton still getting some assistance down in the end zone. Looked like they were working on the knee, Tom.
Yeah, they were, and he's limping off pretty bad over there. I don't know what could have happened, but it was, you know, he could have hit that ground there or just came up with it real bad.
You see him having trouble trying to flex the thing a little bit. Scoring in this one, Baltimore got a deuce on a bad snap, and then Donaligwe Buike hit a 47-yard field goal of first quarter stats.
Right there, not too much difference in either team. 5 first downs first. You look at total yards, 88 to 75. Not very impressive at all. Possession time almost equal there. So not too much of an offensive football game so far, but Baltimore on top, 5-0.
The Pirates.
The Pirates are here.
This area kind of divided. You got Dallas Cowboy fans and New Orleans Saints fans.
Houston fans.
The high school and college football area. Grambling will play a game here.
And I did the Weed Eater Bowl down here when Maryland played down here. 1990. Independence, the Poland Weed Eater. How do you like that one, Biggs?
Aaron Canner about 10 yards deep in his own end zone. And Baltimore should have excellent position. Not a real good kick. Let's watch the bounce. Kind of a sideways bounce, and now it rolls dead inside the 40, and a penalty marker down. It's picked up, and Baltimore could have a touchdown here. Finally, Kaner drags him out of bounds, but what a heads-up play by Charles Anthony, Tom, as he picked up that ball, and they didn't give him the yardage, and that's why the flags are down.
That's right. They get added on at the end of the play here. They have to give. It was a lousy punt, number one. It was short, and what happens is you'll be able to see he's just sitting back there waiting for the ball to take the right bounce, and all of a sudden, boom.
Shreveport, number 34.
And he picks it up. He knows he's allowed to pick it up, breaks through, and once you get past that first line, boy, it's all over.
Well, Anthony showing some of his CFL experience, a guy that's been in the league 4 years. And the worst thing that could have happened was there was a 5-yard penalty against Shreveport on that play. Here's a better look at it, a wide angle look.
Watch right here. Watch him just pick up the ball. He is about 3 yards, so the flag goes down automatically on number 34. But great field position on about the 7-yard line. Look for Pringle.
Sean Jones under center. 3 receivers come to the left side. And Pringle off right tackle, runs into a pile and plows down close to the 1. That's been, we've seen that play several times, Tom. 3 receivers come to the left, the ball goes to the right.
Exactly. What they're trying to do is do misdirection on that. We've been running Baltimore's been running a quick pitch to that wide side with the 3 guys out there leading the block. So they're looking for it. So what they're doing is coming back with a counter play to offset the defense.
Steve Barato, the offensive coordinator, bent down with head coach Don Matthews. Now the official steps in.
Shreveport takes the timeout.
All right, you're allowed 1.5, and Shreveport elects to use theirs right now. They may have been a player short.
Shreveport.
They may have been a player short on the defense, and Forrest Gregg is not a happy man, to say the least. Will step out. 5-0 Baltimore.
We treat our customers like visiting royalty.
Why settle for a Chevrolet? Buy a fine Schmidt Buick today.
I have a job, a family, a million things to do. Who has time to think about their car? That's why I take my car to Jiffy Lube. They're professional. They're fast and they do a great job.
Well, we're back here. And Pringle with the handoff, and he is stacked up back around the 3. Shreveport with good penetration. That play never really got started.
Never got started at all. Penetration by the Shreveport defense came right in there.
Hunter and Browner stacked them up, and Baltimore had it right down on the doorstep, and that should give Shreveport quite a lift.
And it should also give Don Matthews a headache, because we can't get, the Baltimore team cannot get inside that and get the touchdowns when you have the great field position like this. You've got to score touchdowns.
So Donalegwe Buike on to attempt just a chip shot field goal here. It's shorter than an extra point, because an extra point is snapped from the 5. 10-yard field goal attempt out of the hold of John Conjemi. It's up and it is good. So they're 2-ing them and 3-ing them to death. It's now an 8-0 Baltimore lead with 6:52 left in the half.
But Scott, with 8 points, Shreveport can come back, score the touchdown, go for the 2-point conversion. It could be a tie game.
Well, Don Matthews can't be happy that he was handed a gift as Anthony returned the punt down to about the 7-yard line, and you want 7 points when you get the ball in that territory, Tom.
Absolutely, and it's an opportunity to score, and those are the kind of opportunities you've got to take advantage of. Baltimore has got to score once they get inside that 20-yard line. That's one of the problems that Baltimore's had all year long, is scoring once they get down to that what they call the red zone.
So now Shreveport takes over on their own 35 after the field goal. Robert Hall back to throw. Good pressure from Brigance on the left side, and throws down deep and incomplete. And a penalty marker is down, and that call is going to go against Michael Brooks.
Oh, yeah. It was a good throw by Hall on that, rolling back again against the grain, throwing away from his body, which is very difficult to do. Again, he sort of breaks out to the outside over there.
Looking upfield for Terry
Smith coming through right there. Ball is thrown, and watch the defensive back comes right over top of him.
Baltimore number 17. First down.
These walls are so dangerous right here. We've got to be able to stop them going right in the bench. Not much room between the sideline and a stone wall.
We had to jump out of our last break, so commercial number 7 break coming up for our network stations. I'd like to welcome those fans watching the Baltimore CFLs tonight. Here's Brooks to the near side. Complete. Good spin move by Moss. He's across midfield and down close to the Baltimore 49 or 48-yard line. That was a nice play by Tony Moss out of LSU, 5'7", 175-pounder, a rookie.
He spent 1 year with Chicago and also with the Vikings also. So this guy's Comes out, good throw, good step up. Again, given the juke move right there. Now watch the quickness he has, breaking to the outside. Great move.
Shook Ken Watson with that spin move and paid for it, didn't he?
Got the first down.
Shreveport trying to get on the scoreboard.
5:57 remaining in the first half.
Hall taking the direct snap this time. Short drop, and now starts to scramble, flips it near side, and that was well covered. Probably best thing that happened was that Reggie Barnes didn't catch it because there was nothing going on.
Carl Anthony, number 3, coming up for Baltimore, is just waiting for that ball to be laid in there. He could have picked that off, I think, and raced down the sideline for 6. Good decision by Hall throwing that ball away.
That last, not too spectacular there. 3 plays, 8 yards.
It was an 8-yard field goal, so can't be too happy offensively with that.
I think they went 8 yards because they took over on the 7. Back to throw is Hall. Quick toss over the middle, incomplete. Was trying to get it on a slant to Tony Moss.
Looked like a mix-up in communication.
That's what he's saying.
And exactly what Hall is saying right there. Somebody should have been doing something different than what they did.
Like 2 guys running the same pattern.
Exactly. And this is where you know, you've got new quarterbacks in there. Guys are making calls. You can see where the confusion happens if you're playing. So Hall looking for someone to the inside. 2 men in there. Good coverage by Baltimore.
Patton could have been the guilty party, number 5. See him talking to his coach over there. Guy you know, Tom.
Cotton Davidson. Yeah, Davidson. Had a long talk with him. Great names in football.
Tanner to Petrie. Good hand. Makes the grab. Short gain. He gets up to about the 19-yard line. So good coverage by Shreveport. Tanner hung it up and gave him a chance to get downfield.
Petrie is tackled immediately.
Not quite the field position that Baltimore had the last time they took over.
For sure.
8-0 on 2 Iggy field goals and a safety. A long way to go for the Baltimore offense. 5:05 left in the half, and yeah, I'm sure they'd like to get something in the end zone, Tom.
I think you're going to see a lot more of Sean Jones running the ball. The one thing that, in talking to Coach Matthews and the offensive coordinator, the one thing you want to do with Sean is to use that quarterback draw a little bit that was run so effectively against us. Let him take a couple steps back, pick his hole, and run.
Clark and Armstrong to the far side of the field. This is Pringle on the delay, and he's got some room. 30-yard line, up across the 40 to the 45 and 46-yard line. First down, Mike Pringle.
This is the one thing you want to do, Scott. Baltimore catches them in the blitz. Everybody gets through on penetration, but with that quick draw that they have and with Pringle's quickness, he breaks to the outside right here, knocks him down, then gets to the outside, makes a good move, has that defensive back really confused, tries to cut back against the grain, picks up great yardage on it.
Daniel Hunter finally brought him down. Shotgun. John down the middle, fires it incomplete. Reggie Perry went up, and he really got smacked. Big hit.
Number 24, Fuller, comes in and really sticks him hard on that one, but it was a little high throw by Sean Jones. Those are the kind, when you're coming over the middle, Scott, you want them down low by your belt so you can pick it up. But on that run right there, again, you can see how high that was, and boy, good tackle defensive by play. That run by Pringle was 36 yards on the last play.
Fuller left his feet and delivered a blow and separated man from ball. Jones throws deep upfield and incomplete, almost to Chris Armstrong. Antoine Worthman on the coverage, and that'll force another Baltimore punt. The defense have dominated here in the first half. Neither team has been able to get the ball in the end zone.
Pressure again being put on with the all-out blitz. I think they're trying to really come after Sean Jones to keep the pressure on him, and he had the offensive lines doing a good job for him to set up and throw. Again, that was a nice throw to the sideline, but let's take some of these shorter passes underneath, get the first downs, and keep control of the football.
Back for the Pirates, Terry Smith and David Lucas. Josh Miller standing back on his own 30. Perfect snap. Looked like the fake might be on, but Miller puts the foot into it, and it's a good one. Lucas and Down he goes. I thought it might be a penalty down there. May not have given him yards on the play. Nope. Like O.J. Brigant's down to make the hit.
That's a penalty on Shreveport. Let's see what it is. Probably a little clip or holding.
Might have been yards. There was a penalty
all over the place, those flags.
Too many men. Shreveport, first down.
Well, before when they took the defensive timeout, Tom, I think they were a player short. This time they just decided to put 13 out there.
And it gives Baltimore the first down. Whoa, what a turn of events on that. 3:31 remaining. And the special teams coach could be in deep trouble on this one, having 13 men out there.
Of course, Greg giving the official a little heat as well. But no matter what he had to say, it's Baltimore ball just across midfield, and another chance for the offense to try to punch it into the end zone. They're 54 yards away.
Again, Scott, Shreveport's defense is really coming with the all-out blitz. Watch the linebackers line up on the inside and really coming after Sean Jones. They're playing up almost. There's only one guy deep. There's 11 men almost on the line of scrimmage.
And here they come again. Some movement down there, throwing down the middle, and it's caught on the deflection. Chris Armstrong off the deflection from Antoine Worthman, and this one's going to be worth another look, Tom.
There is a flag or something, a timeout down here. The three-minute warning. That's right. But boy, the deflection right here. Watch the defensive back goes up. He thinks he has the ball, and Chris Armstrong makes a great adjustment on good concentration. This is what you have to do when you see that ball. Hold on. Chris comes up with a great play. But again, Scott, defensively,
went off his shoulder
right
pad.
off his shoulder pads.
And we're going to take a timeout, so we're just inside the 3-minute warning. Baltimore on the move. They lead it 8-0. A 34-yard gain on that. Well, it was a lucky play. That's all you can say. It looked like the defender had an interception, and it bounced off the shoulder pad of Antoine Worthman. And Baltimore knocking on the door down at the Shreveport 20.
And Chris Armstrong leading the league in receptions for TDs, 8 of them so far this year. Great receiver, good concentration.
2:53 left, 8-0. First down and 10 from the Shreveport 20. They're showing blitz again. Down the middle, and it's caught by Armstrong. He's down to the 1 or 2 yard line. Good grab as Chris Armstrong went up and got it. Again, Worthman on the coverage.
Scott, again, they're coming with the all-out blitz on Sean Jones, trying to keep the pressure on him. Chris Armstrong, again, right over the middle, going up for the ball, catching it.
I'd say about 6 of his 8 touchdowns have come on that play.
Exactly. And a good spiral thrown right directly in there. Good reception, good concentration, right into his arms. 19 yards on the play.
First and goal from the 1. Student body right, Pringle, and he goes nowhere. Mike stacked up. They have lost a half a yard on the play. And that Shreveport front, you got to give them credit, Tom. They stacked up the run down close. Ray Savage busting in there.
Baltimore needs this touchdown. Again, the penetration. Pringle going right up to the inside, and look at his penetration. He's across the line of scrimmage in the backfield. Pringle has no place to run.
Here's standing him up down there.
Baltimore
going to burn a timeout here. They're only timeout of the half. Each team allowed 1 timeout. And the quarterback, young Sean Jones, probably not a bad idea. This is a big play. Let's go over and see what the coach wants to run and how we can get it in the end zone.
Well, it is. And it's smart football on his part. You know, he comes over to the sideline.
You might as well use it, right?
That's right. There's 2 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in a half. And if there's ever a critical situation in a game, this is it right now for Baltimore. Sean Jones wants to make sure what he's going to call is the right play. And I think it was a great decision on his part to do this.
Let's make sure we got what'll get us in there, and we'll have to see what that play is now.
Look for Sean Jones to do a quarterback draw up the middle.
From the shotgun. Gives it to Pringle up the middle. And fakes it now, throws into the end zone, incomplete. Fake me out, Tommy. He faked to Pringle and then rolled wide right and missed it. Oh, here comes the kicking team. You're down in a position where you might consider
trying to
going for it on third down.
Third down again.
Or as you mentioned, perhaps a fake. Here's a look.
It's a fake again. Just behind. Not a good throw. Iggy's in there right for the field goal, right in the middle of the uprights.
Robert Clark was intended receiver, and this is very similar to his last field goal attempt. Now Iggy adjusts the kicking tee.
Jonathan Jemmy in there with his bruised ribs. What a great kid.
Jemmy, the holder, spots it, and that one is through. So Igwe with his third field goal of the game, but still no touchdowns on either side of the scoreboard.
The offense comes out, they'll take it.
11-0. You don't see many 11-0 scores. 2:08 to play in the first half. There's Forrest Gregg, hoping he can get his offense on track, because certainly his defense has played well enough to win.
His defense has played very, very good, and especially down inside that red zone. And they're just stopping Baltimore from getting into the end zone, and he's got to be very happy with his defense. I know that he's not happy with his offense. He's trying to find a quarterback that fits the mold here. And I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if in the second half you see Robert Cobb come out. He's 6'3", 220, Northeast Louisiana. He just came in from the Browns training camps. He's a big, strong kid. Saw him warming up. And good arm, good strong arm. Not the maneuverability that Hall has, but again, they're looking for something in the future.
Let's see how, if they play it close to the vest here with 2:08 or try to push it upfield. They're going deep, going for it all. Incomplete, trying to get it to Lucas, but good coverage by Carl Anthony.
You take a look across the backfield for the defensive backs that Baltimore does have. They're all good-sized guys, good speed, good range, and capabilities of staying on man-to-man coverage. And that's what you have to find, because what happens in this league, there's so much room to run around out there. You've got to have speed.
You got to have that center fielder, that free safety, Michael Brooks. You saw him come over to help out on the corner that time. 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Some pressure up the middle. Now got some room to run, but throws it complete to Thompson. Across midfield to about the Baltimore 49 and goes slamming into that wall over there. I hope he's all right. The bench and then the wall. Irving Smith on the hit, and there's really not much room at all, Tom. They had to extend this field to fit the CFL football field.
Plus they had to cut the stands back, and I don't think they cut it back far enough. There's a 25-yard gain on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Quarterback scrambling out. Hall again coming there. Throws back against the grain. Good reception.
Watch the end of this play, because this is where Thompson takes a real shot out of bounds, and he just can't stop himself there. You see guys on that Colt bench trying to get out of the way, and let's hope he's okay.
Let's hope he's okay. That's not a malicious hit there by no means. He's just pushing him out of bounds. His own momentum and speed takes him into the wall on that one. We've seen some real tough shots this year. One out in Shreveport, out in Las Vegas. Conjemi took a shot going into the wall out there because the field, the field is 65 yards wide. So in a lot of the stadiums, Scott, the people out there have to understand is in the NFL there's 53 1/3 yards. In the CFL 65 yards. So there's not too much room.
Well, he's on his feet, and that's good to see.
Well, I'm glad to see.
You might remember the shot last week up in Hamilton, and Chris Armstrong, who was ejected from the game, was kind of a similar play on the sidelines. He's been fined by the league $750.
Yeah, it's a...
that may not sound like a lot, but when they're making 25 to 35, some of these guys, that's a pretty good chunk.
Scoring drive this last time was 8 plays, 89 yards, possession, 2 minutes 52 seconds, and Iggy kicks another field goal, and Baltimore's on top, 11-0.
Pirate doing more than just dressing for the game. He's working down there on the sidelines.
I want to see him with that sword. Where's his sword?
So 1:50 left, plenty of time.
Offsides.
Flip over the middle, and it's picked off by Goodwin. Goodwin's at the 50. He's got some speed and gets wrestled down with a little neck tackle inside the 50. Gets back up and out. All kinds of guys still playing after the whistle, it looked like.
A lot of time remaining in a half. 1:32. Matt Goodwin coming in. The penalty flag is offsides on Shreveport, which will be declined. Baltimore recovers the ball.
And you don't want to get a ridiculous penalty over there. You see Don Matthews saying, get out, get on the sidelines, guys. Don't need anything. You don't want to mess with this guy, too. 345-pounder Fred Childress.
Procedure. Shreveport, number 5. Decline. First down.
How about Matt Goodwin making that play? He just continues to make big plays. Earned a starting position. His second interception of the year. He's blocked kicks, picked up fumbles. He's done it all.
Matt Goodwin, in my mind, Scott, and I have an opportunity to see these kids practice and work out all the time and take a look at what a great physical specimen this kid is. Not only great athlete, but boy, I'll tell you something, he works hard at it.
He was on the track team at Iowa State. Now looks like he wants to go deep. Jones throws it underthrown, and Armstrong adjusts to the ball and makes the reception down near the 5.
Armstrong is that kind of receiver that always knows where the ball is, and it's just a great comeback on this. Defensive back thinks it's going over his head because he's running with the receiver. Sean Jones steps up, pumps it, throws it straight down. Chris Armstrong comes right back underneath the coverage, picks up the ball, big yard gain.
And when you have man coverage, Tom, sometimes those things happen.
That's right, because they're trying to put, Scott, with their strategy of the game plan that Shreveport has right now that I can see is they are trying to put that pressure on Sean Jones with coming with the blitzes. But in doing so, you're putting man-on-man coverage with the defensive backs, and this is where you've got to be able to find out what's happening.
See a Baltimore player getting some attention down there. The 15-yard line kind of blocked out from our view.
Can't find out what number it is down there. Chris Armstrong. He is down on the field there. I don't know what happened to him on that one. Maybe when he slid. But it is Chris. He'll get up. John Lopez right there, the good doctor. Dr. Gertson's not here, but I also want to say hello to my good friend Dr. Gelfont. He may have pulled a muscle in his hip right there, coming down. Boom. Oh, he could have landed on it, but oh, yeah. He grabs it in his back right there. Maybe he pulled a little muscle on it. He's limping a little bit as he walks off the field, but again, you can see him grabbing right there. A little pinch. But Dr. Mike Gelfond, I just want to say hello. Sorry he couldn't make the trip.
And Baltimore back in a familiar position, but they haven't been able to get it in. Toss to the corner and touchdown. Number 5, Mike Alexander, who's making his Baltimore debut tonight. The former Penn Stater got loose in the corner, and Carlton Johnson couldn't find him, and Alexander has the first touchdown of the game.
First touchdown of the game, and I think that's his first reception of the year. That's not a bad way to start off for a new addition to the team.
Well, he spent about 4 years in the NFL and was in the Raiders camp, was a final cut with them this year, and you see him adjusting to the ball similar to what Armstrong did.
Exactly, and you're doing man-to-man coverage right there. That's when the quarterback and the receiver has an advantage, because this defensive back is trying to cover man-to-man, and when the ball pops up in the air like that, he can come back for it, especially if it's under the coverage.
High snap, but Kinjemi gets it down, and Iggy puts it through, and that'll put Baltimore up 18-0 with 1:07 left in the half.
That hurt Kinjemi reaching that high with those ribs. You could see him limping off there himself.
Wincing in pain, right? Tell you what, you got bad ribs, and there's not much you can do without hurting yourself.
And Igwe Bike scores another point now. Of all the kicks he's had this year, Baltimore's kicker Iggy has scored on every kick except one, which a blocked extra point last week. Baltimore 18, Shreveport 0, 1:07 remaining in the half. Kicking team coming out on the field right now. A nice night here, Scott. A little cool out there, a little breeze. And here's how the scoring drive went. 2 plays, 57 yards, and the big one was a pass to Chris Armstrong.
One to Armstrong, one to Alexander. Made it look easy that time.
Made it look easy this time. Why did it take him so long?
Well, I think a couple of good things are happening, Tom. Sean Jones is starting to make some plays and build his confidence. And the other good thing that's happening is number 8, Tracy Ham, can remain on the sidelines and get that quad muscle ready.
Yes.
And be ready next week when Baltimore's at home against a good Sacramento team. That should be a good game.
Exactly.
Sacramento tied BC last night.
15-15, and the Sacramento is a good ball club and should give great competition to the Baltimore Football Club.
David Archer, their quarterback. This is Lucas on the return. Dancing around at the 30, across the 35. Nice return. Got it out to about the 38-yard line.
Lucas has that speed to go all the way on any given play, Scott. And again, that time a good move to the outside and got up the sideline, gives Shreveport good field position.
58 seconds left in the half.
Alvin Walton on the tackle again, and here's a guy that, you know, he's been around the NFL and he's still out there hustling on the special teams because he wants to make it.
There you see the Baltimore season results. A win here tonight would give them 4 wins in their last 5 games, and really in a good position as they enter the second half of the season.
At 6-3 would give Baltimore a great positioning as far as getting home field advantage if they make the playoffs.
Penalty marker down, and now the ball is loose, and Hall jumped back on it. Boy, got a good hop. It kind of laid there. Pressberry and Scott Miller were after Robert Hall. Penalty marker.
Penalty marker. Scott Miller coming in with a great tackle. Here's the official.
False start called against Shreveport, and they may want to decline that. It's a loss on the play.
Procedure, Shreveport, no end, decline, second down.
No end on the play. Boy, they've had some problems. Too many, not enough, no end. I guess when you're changing personnel from week to week, those things might happen.
Well, if you take a look just at that offensive line, there's only one guy that was here during the exhibition season. That's the center.
Well, that was the regular season when they played him.
That's right.
4 weeks ago. And now Brigance just does miss. Hall to the near side, running for his life, throws upfield, and incomplete. Well, I thought it was intended for Lucas. It sailed over his head, and Thompson nearly made the catch.
Thompson almost comes up with a great catch.
And Petrie back on the coverage, as well as Watson.
Good throw right here, and you're wondering who he's throwing it to. It looks like he's throwing it to number 81 right there, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's over his head.
Lucas and Moss were up short, and then Thompson behind them. Not sure that's the way that pattern was designed either.
28 seconds remaining, which gives Baltimore a lot of time again still to be able to get down the field, get in field goal range for Iggy.
Canner standing back inside his 20. Stan Petrie standing at his own 41-yard line. Canner hits a good one this time. High punt. Petrie from the 36. Back to the middle. Breaks the tackle and then really gets nailed. Big hit by number 34, and he's working the crowd. Ron Perry. He'll let you know when he makes the tackle. Good coverage.
That was a good tackle. Give Shreveport credit. Good special teams on that, and Petrie gets nailed here again, catching the ball. Now watch the hit when he tries to get back to the outside, and it just comes right up on top. Boom. Those are the kind that hurt.
You can laugh now. You're not down on the field anymore.
I won't feel it tomorrow. You know, these guys will feel it tomorrow. Whoa.
What did he say, Tom? What's he saying?
I don't know what he's doing. Some kind of dance, a mohawk or something.
From the shotgun, 17 seconds left in the half. Sean Jones, he's not happy with his lead. He wants more. Clark is open and makes the catch and gets out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Good throw across the field to Robert Clark.
10 seconds remaining, and if they can get one more play in here.
No timeouts, remember. They burned
timeouts, that's right.
One more of those out of bounds, and you got time for a kick.
Oh, you're right. Look at a great throw to the outside. Just leads him to the outside. Smart receiver. Looks it in, steps out of bounds, stops the clock.
You would think the defense would be playing to the outside, knowing they don't have any timeouts left. Clark was wide open.
29 yards on the play.
Jones has room to run if he wants it, and now is going to get it upfield into field goal range and out of bounds at the 25. Great play. 1 second left. So here comes Iggy. Smart play, aware of the time, and knew he had to get out of bounds. Right?
Heads up play by Sean Jones. This is an experienced quarterback. Even though he's a rookie in the league, I'll tell you, a good experienced quarterback from Georgia Tech knows what he has to do, gets out of bounds, stops that clock, puts Iggy in great field goal position right here.
Well, he's got a chance for his 4th field goal here in the first half. This is right in his range at about 32 yards. Miller the snap from Jimmy the hole. The kick is up. And it's no good. And now we'll have a return by Lucas. Going to try to run it out, and he's dumped right down near the goal line. Peter Tuipulotu with a good job and a nice tackle.
But also a great play by Shreveport. They're getting it out of the end zone and not giving the one-pointer away.
Voided the single, got it out, and that's going to be the end of the first half. So Baltimore's defense, Tom, has now gone 4 quarters without giving up a point.
And that's a great effort by Baltimore, because the one thing that Don Matthews really believes in is the defense. He feels that a team can be built around that defense, and with the players we have, and especially with the absence of Gerald Bayless tonight not being here playing, the team has really risen to the occasion.
You can probably say hello to Gerald. He's probably home watching.
Gerald, we welcome you. We hope you're enjoying the game and the broadcast. We miss you. The big guy.
Hopefully Gerald will be back and ready to go against Sacramento next week. We're at halftime in Sacramento. Forrest, Greg, checking the scoreboard maybe one last time. It's 18-0. Forrest, your guys are on the low side. Welcome back to Shreveport. We're at Independence Stadium, where the Baltimore CFLs lead the Pirates 18-0. And the story again, the Baltimore defense, Tom, putting up goose eggs.
Now that's what Don Matthews likes to see up there. The great defense tonight again rising to the occasion. That makes now 4 quarters that no points have been scored against the Baltimore defense. We've had some injuries out there, especially the absence of Bayless out there. Doesn't seem to really affect it right now, because everybody else is rising to the occasion.
The other key injury that occurred in the first half, Alfred Payton, and you wouldn't want to see him out for a game or an extended period of time, because he's really done a lot in the game and a half we've seen him play.
Exciting ball player, and the thing about Payton that really, he creates havoc out there, and he makes the other players also rise to the occasion. They really have to be able to play up to his game level, and I think he's a needed addition that we have.
Just a quick note there, that field goal that Agee missed right before the half, the shortest he has ever missed in his career. When he was with Tampa Bay, he missed a 35-yarder in Green Bay in 1985, and that 34-yarder thus becomes his shortest miss. So it says a lot about the way he kicks. They usually go through.
They usually go through.
18-0 our halftime score. Now let's go to our colleague Keith Mills with the halftime report from Baltimore. Keith?
Scott, as you said earlier, this is the halfway point of the season. 9 games down after tonight, 9 more to play. Now, when it was announced that the CFL was coming here to Baltimore, there were skeptics, old guard NFL fans, who said the CFL would not catch on here. But thanks to Baltimore's hunger for pro football and a winning football team here on the field, some of those skeptics have been silenced.
They kicked off this new era of football on Wednesday, June 29th, a preseason game versus Winnipeg. 30,000 curious fans turned out to check out the new team in town and remember the old one. The fans call them the Colts. Judges in Indianapolis and Chicago do not. And so far, the name game, one of the few setbacks for owner Jim Spiros.
I'm not abandoning any fight, but I will not continue fighting on something that doesn't seem that there'd be a favorable outcome.
1st and 10 from the 43-yard line.
Hooked up on this TD, and the CFLs beat the Argos, the first win in franchise history. Later, the owner was given the game ball by head coach Don Matthews.
Let's show them what we do when we win. Ready?
The home opener 9 days later. Doug Flutie and the Calgary Stampeders invaded Memorial Stadium, and the former Heisman Trophy winner from Boston College proved why he's won back-to-back CFL MVPs. He led Calgary to an impressive win. The game marked the return of the Colts band and drew a crowd of nearly 40,000.
Just a very enthusiastic crowd. I mean, from the pregame, people were on their feet. They were cheering. They were doing the cheers with the announcer.
The CFLs have won 4 of their last 6 and have made national headlines. Sports Illustrated features Baltimore's no-names in late July. A crowd of over 40,000 turned out for a Saturday night rematch with Toronto. But Mike Pinball Clemens spoiled the party, scoring a pair of TDs and throwing one more and wrecking havoc with the CFL's defense. The night also featured the first Ring of Honor ceremony. John Unitas, Art Donovan, Lenny Moore honored for their Hall of Fame careers with the old Colts. Once again, Jim Spiros linked the old tradition with the new team with great results.
Thank you very much.
Despite the winning record and the big crowds, the highlight of the year may have been August 10th. Mike Pringle and the CFLs beat Hamilton 30-15. It was the 100th career win for head coach Don Matthews and a victory bath from defensive tackle Gerald Bayless.
Kind of looked like he was mad for a few seconds, but then I guess that cold water effect kind of hit him and he kind of froze up. So.
I said, hey, man, you know, what do I tell you all the time? Players win games, and all I've done is ride on a bunch of guys' backs, like you guys, for a long time, and I appreciate it.
Don Matthews, 55 years old, native of Amesbury, Massachusetts, the former head coach at British Columbia and Saskatchewan. Along with player personnel director Jim Popp, Matthews is the architect of the CFLs, and though he shuffles the roster virtually every week, his results have been impressive.
It's been a great experience for me. It's rejuvenated my interest, and I'm like a kid again in a candy store. I think I have been around long enough, I've got enough experience to start enjoying the little victories that we get from week to week. And I'm watching these players, I'm watching the interest they have, the excitement they have when they go on the game, and that's all part of my enjoyment. And then the wins are just gravy on top of that.
Of course, only time will tell if Don Matthews and his CFL football team are truly accepted by the football fans here in Baltimore, but you have to admit, they're off to one heck of a good start. And when we come back, it's time to head back to Shreveport. Scott Garceau and Tom Matty with first half highlights. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The Woodlawn High School Band, part of the halftime festivities in Shreveport tonight, where Baltimore is on top of Shreveport 18-0 at the half. Baltimore's been active in the community. The CFL players and their wives have had a lot going on, and you can join the Baltimore CFL wives and help feed Baltimore's Hungry on Saturday, October 1st at 7:30 as the Baltimore CFL Football Club gets ready to take on the Ottawa Rough Riders. The CFL wives will hold a canned food drive to benefit the Maryland Food Bank, and all you fans are encouraged to bring a canned good or non-perishable food item to any Memorial Stadium entrance. For more ticket information, you can call 410-554-1040. Also on Saturday, September 10th, coming up at 5 o'clock, the coaches and players' wives in the Alliance of Black Women Attorney members will be dressed in football jerseys, collecting money for the newly founded Coaches for Learning Foundation, Incorporated. This nonprofit organization, headed by Don Matthews, will establish funds that will go directly toward a scholarship program for Baltimore City middle school students. And earlier this week, the wife of Coach Don Matthews, Maureen Sullivan, had this to say about the program.
The Baltimore CFLs and the Alliance of Black Women Attorneys have created this program to assist Baltimore middle school students in the pursuit of academic excellence. We want to be able to give these children opportunities. The Baltimore fans have given us so much that we want to be able to give back something to community, and we think the best way to do that is through the children.
So part of the community involvement of the Baltimore CFL Football Club. If you'd like to get a super seat for Baltimore CFL football, 3- and 5-game mini plans remain, and you can call 410-554-1040 for more information. 18-0 our halftime score. Baltimore on top of Shreveport. We'll return to Independence Stadium right after this. It's about ready to start the second half. Baltimore CFL's up 18-0. The defense has now gone 4 consecutive quarters without allowing a point. That might have people turning into the record books to check this out. Some highlights, Tom. First of all, Chris Armstrong, who had a big first half.
Again, Sean Jones just throwing it right down the seam again. And Chris Armstrong, great concentration. Defensive back for Shreveport coming up. He's got 3 receptions right now for 94 yards. That long one right there.
And the defense making the plays here is
Matt Goodwin. Matt Goodwin picking this one off. Again, watch the athletic ability of this guy. Great strides. A sprinter in college. Picking up his blockers. Making a good tackle. Getting that ball out there hanging like a loaf of bread. Fumbles a little bit, but recovers. Picks it back up. Keeps right on going.
And the only touchdown in the first half scored by a man making his Baltimore debut, Mike Alexander.
Mike Alexander right out there. Big receiver, tall. Sean Jones laying it up. The receiver coming back under it, getting it. That's the touchdown they needed. Baltimore needed to go into the locker room with.
Shreveport will kick off to start the second half. As you look at the first half totals,
and the statistic that stands out is time of possession. Shreveport 16 minutes and 11 seconds versus 13:49. If you take a look at the total yardage, 280 to 135, and the rushing is unbelievable because Pringle's having a good night already. 75 yards rushing in the first half, and Sean Jones has almost 50.
Shreveport has not been organized in the first half. That's one thing that's hurt them, Tom. They returned the opening kickoff back to the Baltimore 30. That was brought back by a penalty. They had too many men on the field one time, not enough another. Lined up wrong, it cost them a third time. So they're a lot of times their own worst enemy. Right?
That's exactly right. And whenever you're making those kind of fundamental mistakes halfway through the season, I think that's an indication of the fact that there's been so many changes here with the personnel in Shreveport.
The Ornitmo skies it down to Mike Pringle. Mike across the 20, 25, trying to get wide. And down he goes, forced out of bounds right around the 28-yard line. Tony Moss knocked him out. So here comes the Baltimore offense, led by Sean Jones, who's making his first pro start here. Sean last year was a defensive back with the Minnesota Vikings, but it's always been his dream to be a pro quarterback, and he wanted to pursue that, and he's getting his shot here tonight with Baltimore.
Well, the athletic ability that this guy has, and I think Don Matthews is taking a look at him. This kid has the potential of being one of the real great quarterbacks in the league, primarily because of his scrambling ability and the great speed that he has and the good arm.
So from the shotgun, first down and 10 from the 28. There's that scrambling ability as he eludes the rush and has a wide open man, but he missed him. Clark was all by himself, and I think Sean would like to have that one back.
To pull that string back on that one. Again, Shreveport coming out with the blitz, coming right after Sean Jones again, and this puts man coverage on him, but Sean is rolling to the outside, throws back against the grain, just throws it back too far for the receiver to come and get it. It was just, Clark had the opportunity to get it, but it was thrown behind him.
Now Armstrong, good to see him back in the game. He was injured late in the half. Walter franchise Wilson Armstrong to the near side. He's going the other way, intended for Perry, and just broken up at the last moment. Good job by the defense's Carlton Johnson with the breakup.
Whew. That's a sideline pattern all the way to the outside. Gave enough time for the defensive back to come right across. Again, Sean Jones setting up, throwing. You can see how far a pass this is. Great defensive play by Shreveport.
Those kind sometimes turn into defensive touchdowns.
If he could have picked that off, he'd have been off to the races real quick.
Josh Miller back to punt for Baltimore.
David Lucas and Terry Smith back to receive for Shreveport.
Snap from Miller, Scott Miller, and a good punt. Coming down at the 35-yard line, and Lucas goes down, and he's stormed under. Almost looked like a late hit there.
Well, I'll tell you, the other thing is I didn't think that they gave him 5 yards on the play.
And that's what Lucas ran right over to the official and said.
And I believe it. It's a hard rule to call because you'll be able to see as the punt comes down.
That's not 5,
not
is it?
5 yards at all. It's about 3
maybe
yards.
3.
I think it's a tough call.
You almost need two guys back there, one where the ball comes down and one 5 yards in front of it. New quarterback. Handoff goes.
Our boy Robert Cobb's coming in right there. 6'3", 220, a big guy, big, strong guy, strong arm.
Why not look at him, Tom? You haven't scored in the first half. Cobb has not played. As Tom mentioned earlier, was in the Cleveland Browns camp this year as a free agent. He's out of northeast Louisiana, so he's kind of a local product.
You take a look at what Hall did as quarterback. He was 6 for 17 with 1 interception for 113 yards, and that's not too much of a working day for a quarterback.
Second down and 6 from the shotgun. Bob sets up, fires to the near side, and it is incomplete. And a good hit kind of jarred it out of the hands. Anthony came up, and Lucas should have caught that ball, but it's incomplete.
Carl Anthony coming up and making a great defensive play, hitting him right in the middle of the back just as the ball made contact with him. But that's the kind of receptions that the receiver Lucas should catch. Carl Anthony on the defensive play for Baltimore.
So now it's a punting duel as Canner comes back in. These two left-footed punters getting a workout tonight. Aaron Canner out of Catawba College.
Canner only averaging 39 yards a punt the first half. Had 5 punts. Miller had 3 for 45-yard average.
Canner hits it high to the far side. It's a Shreveport bounce, and Petrie will pick it up. And not much going as he just does get across the 30-yard line. Good coverage by the Pirates, and Baltimore will take over on their own 31.
You have to take into consideration Canner had a couple of them blocked. One blocked, and he had to run one around in a whole ball of wax.
Caparati on the tackle. He's from Damascus, Maryland.
Eagle Distributing, suppliers of Anheuser-Busch beers, is proud to be a major corporate partner of your Shreveport Pirates. Hey, Pirates fans, proud to be your bud.
Well, I tell you, take a look at this. They're last in the league. Shreveport's last in the league in points scored, which is 147, and in points allowed, 341. So
that'll get you on 8.
Well, Shreveport's got a lot of work. It's a franchise team. They've got a lot of work to do. Pringle
with some room up to the 50 across midfield. He's all the way down to the 49-yard line of Shreveport. Finally tackled by Solari.
That puts him up over the 100-yard mark again. Keeps him right up at top of the league in rushing, so he should be almost about 120 yards now.
There was his first pickup.
Again, Pringle's quickness. Big guy out in front, number 68, one of the twins out there rolling through the hole. And again, Pringle breaking tackles, picking up great yardage on the play.
30 yards on the pickup from Mike Pringle. And why not try it again, but not this time. Shreveport said once maybe, but not this time. And there may be a short loss on the play. Ben Williams, tackle out of Minnesota, was there to greet him. Went right back to the well, right?
Right back to the well, and the well lost 5 yards. Good defense by Shreveport, plugging up the middle on that time. Again, it was just a quick little draw right up the middle. Sean Jones thought it worked one time. Let's try it again. Now he's coming up with a second and about 15, 14.
Was Big Ben Williams you were looking at, and here out of the shotgun. Penalty marker down. Shreveport may have been offside. Short gain on the play. And Sean Jones had to unload in a hurry. Felt the pressure. Pascal Davis in on the stop.
Let's hear what the official has to say. It is offside.
Somebody down here on the right end, on the right rush end perhaps, or a backer. John Matthews sending out instructions.
Offside. Shreveport number 96. Repeat second down.
It was the right rush end, Ray Savage, who was a snap count early. If you see somebody across the line of scrimmage, you know they're in trouble because you have to be a yard off the ball in the CFL. Second down and 9. Down the middle he goes, and it's caught by Armstrong, and he gets bounced down at about the 7.
The seam pattern again, Scott Wright again, and Sean Jones throwing that seam pattern, and Chris Armstrong is one of the guys who can run this pattern the best on the team as far as I'm concerned. He just runs, breaks back in the inside. Perfect throw by Sean Jones, and good running after he catches the ball. Looks it in, tucks it away, makes sure he gets it.
Keith Browner just getting back upfield. He was shaken up on the play, but says he's fine. And there's the throw, and that's a good pass, Tom.
Great pass, 36 yards on the completion. Sean Jones getting confidence right now, keeping that offensive momentum going on it. Again, Chris Armstrong looking that ball into your hands, making sure you catch the football before you run with it.
18-0 in Baltimore, trying to grab some more here. First and 10 from the 12. Misdirection, flip out to Tui Peloto, and a good tackle as he's wrapped up immediately by Daniel Hunter.
Sean Jones doing a counter rollout, letting the fullback sort of sneak out to the sideline, but the defensive back had coverage on him, was man-to-man. Turner coming up and making a good one. Again, Sean Jones doing the fake to Pringle. They had the blitz on again from the outside, and Sean Jones just getting the ball off. Perry making the tackle.
Second down and 9. Sean sets, pumps, throws to the back of the end zone, and Armstrong goes down. He got tangled up back there with Fuller. He's hoping to get a call, but he won't get it.
No call on that one. Looking to the inside on that one. Sean Jones looking for the post pattern back to the inside. Penalty on Baltimore. I believe the penalty will be declined, which will give him a third down.
They want to give him another shot.
Offside. Baltimore number 84. Decline. Third down.
Got the franchise across the line of scrimmage that time, and there's Forrest Gregg, NFL head coach with the Browns, took the Bengals to a Super Bowl, also with Green Bay. He's the athletic director at SMU before he decided to
come down here to
strap that whistle back on.
Strap that whistle back on, get back in the fun.
Say one thing, Tom, the Shreveport people we've talked to seem to have patience. They understand that this is an expansion team, and sometimes it takes a while to get it going. Here's Iggy. Jimmy got it down, and it's up and good.
Scott, the thing about Shreveport, this is a football town like Baltimore is, and the fans here understand what it takes to make a football and make it happen here in this town.
8:56 left in the third. It's now 21-0. Some of our football fans watching tonight's game from Shreveport, WLYH-TV in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and down here in Shreveport, the fans watching on KSL-TV, not enjoying the broadcast quite as much as our fans back in Baltimore. Cobb back to throw, fires it upfield, and getting a hand on it was Ricky Andrews.
Ricky Andrews coming right across, seeing the quarterback roll to the outside, and gets his hand up there.
For 91, the middle linebacker, Ricky Andrews, out of Western Samoa. Played 15 games with the Seattle Seahawks back in the 1990 season, and he's done a good job in the middle.
I'd like to say hello to Dr. Ben de Guzman, who is a good friend of Marv Sturza. He's just come out of surgery. We hope you're enjoying the game. Our best thoughts go to you from the whole team.
Second and 10. Cobb sets up in the pocket, throwing deep on the far side. And Irv Smith nearly picked it off. It's incomplete. Irv wanted that one. He was stride for stride with Terry Smith, and the former Maryland Terp nearly had his 4th interception of the year.
Maryland coming up on the short end of the stick today. Duffner's getting defeated by Duke, I believe 49-16, which is not a good start for Maryland. Sorry.
Schedule will get easier next week. Florida State,
yeah, they come to college. Irv Smith right there with great coverage on the play, almost has the interception, and it really was broken up by the offensive receiver of Shreveport.
This is Aaron Canner back to punt again, standing on his own 20-yard line. Takes a low snap and gets it off. Petrie lets it bounce, takes a good bounce for Canner in Shreveport, and he stormed under, but there will be a penalty there. Certainly didn't give him enough room. That was Caparati who was right on top of him.
He's looking like it's an NFL rule. Get the ball, but he's down there on the coverage, and got to give him that 5 yards.
But you know, if he picks that up and runs it 20 yards, that 5-yard penalty isn't so bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
No yards.
No yards, says referee John Ireland there. So a 5-yard penalty will be marched off against Shreveport. Tom, we'd also like to wish a speedy recovery to Tim Bliss, one of our Channel 2 cameramen.
That's right.
On the mend, and wished him the best and hope to see him back at News Channel 2 in a hurry. There you see the numbers on Sean Jones. Don't tell the entire story. Out to a rocky start, but he's settling down, has made some big plays. Down the middle, incomplete.
Sean setting up there because the offensive line is getting plenty of time to set up in that pocket and throw. Not too much pressure on from the defensive line that time. Sean just coming down over the middle, throwing a little behind the receiver.
We haven't had a chance to talk too much about Guy Earl and John Earl.
Yeah, the twins.
Twin brothers starting
two sets of twins on the Baltimore team right now. The good ones and the Earls. These guys are big men.
Steve Barato, the offensive coordinator, is also a twin. John's going to run with it. No, he pulls up and throws deep. Incomplete. Clark was breaking downfield at about the 45, but penalty markers down.
Here's an opportunity where I think Sean should have just tucked that ball under his arm and ran for it, get what he could out of the play.
Shreveport 95. Repeat second down.
Greg Stuman, a talented rush end, called for the offside. Stuman was the defensive player of the league, a veteran, been around a long time. In '87, with British Columbia under Don Matthews, he was the defensive player
of the year in '87. Yeah, he had, what, 23 sacks, 22, 23 sacks?
And his wife was working the desk at,
that's right, at the hotel.
At the hotel and telling all the guys when they checked in, look out for number 95. There goes Pringle up the middle, and look at that leg action as he keeps moving and plows up to about the 45-yard line. What a determined run by Mike Pringle.
Well, they got off on the quick count here. You can see, and what Pringle is doing, and this is what all backs should be able to do. Watch just a little quick draw right here. Boom. Following that guard, that's your meat horse right there. Breaks out against him, but watch how he keeps those legs driving, Scott. And that's where you determine whether you're a good back or just an average back. You get that extra yardage, picks up the first down, keeps the drive alive.
Got an extra 5 or 6, and now Pringle has it again. Off right tackle's got some room and leaps forward for a couple of extra yards up close to midfield.
Picks up again, just that quick off tackle play right there. The offensive line doing a good job letting Pringle be able to make the choice of which way he wants to go, inside or outside. Almost breaks a big gainer, but picks up about 8 yards on the play.
Solari on the tackle and a pickup of about 8 on the play. Jones calling out the play, turning side to side so everybody can hear the signal. And straight ahead is Peter Tui Peloto. Looks like he's got the first down, but a flag down.
And I think we're going to have a holding penalty on Baltimore.
The umpire made the call, and that's usually what he's looking for.
You can see that flag went up about 20 feet in the air.
The umpire, the official that stands just behind the center.
Let's hear what this call is.
John Ireland.
Tripping. Baltimore number 51. Repeat second down.
Nick Supas, the center for Baltimore on that one, probably doing a little whiplash on that one. Coming across, Don Matthews not too happy with the call.
Second down and about 12. They'll be coming after Sean Jones now. An obvious passing situation. No, they drop back into coverage. John looking to run, runs into his own teammate and recoils. Number 10 finally running out of real estate as Stuman nailed him, and he just kind of threw it away. Some of the fans looking for an intentional grounding call. It would have been called. Stuman keeping after him, but Sean Jones showing that you got to stick with him. Watch him bounce around. Look like pinball out there.
It looked like a pinball wizard here. Look at him come in there, bounces in, runs his own man, steps back up, comes back in the pocket.
Now he breaks Stuman.
Stuman's coming to put a good pursuit on him.
You can see how close that wall is again on that
and that's so
far
dangerous.
side.
For these athletes, it's just so dangerous.
Josh Miller to punt. 4:57 left in the third quarter. 21-0 Baltimore. Good pressure and it's blocked. Shreveport picks it up. Stuman on the block, and they get it inside the 15 down to the Baltimore 14.
Josh Miller making a great play coming up after getting blocked and hit on the play. Then what happens is they come on in. Boy, I'll tell you, came in absolutely, totally clean on the punt.
Solari going to give a souvenir away. And Shreveport with their best chance to put some points on the scoreboard.
Here it is right here. Right up the middle. Boom.
That's Stuman. And here comes Solari, who will scoop it up. We'll be back right after this. Well, Shreveport, after the block punt by Stuman, takes over. Excellent field position, Tom. They get a chance to get on the board and get back in the game.
Back in the game very easy. It's only 21-0, as you well know. In the CFL, 21 points isn't anything to rest your laurels on.
Shreveport's had a couple of close calls on this 0-8 run. They lost by 1 point to Toronto and 4 to Hamilton. And inside the 10, down to about the 6-yard line, is Martin Patton.
Good running by Patton on that one. Good call. Just a quick little draw. The same play that Pringle has been so successful on. Just right off tackle and good hard running. Gets it down inside the 10, almost to the 5-yard line, right on the 6.
Should point out that Alfred Payton is back in the game. We saw him go off in the first half. Certainly some concern for Don Matthews and the staff, but he is back playing the right rush end right now. Cobb under center, calling signals on 2nd down and 2. Handoff right side. Looks like it's good for the first down to about the 2. Reggie Barnes, 5'10", 213-pounder out of Dell State, using some of that muscle. First down.
Oh, Robert Cobb trying to get the crowd into the game a little bit. Don Matthews sending in the goal line defense on here. One of our new additions that are coming in. Stowell is one of the big guys. Showell is coming in right now. He's 6'6", 275. He was with the Packers, just came on board. Was right on the 2-yard line right now. First down.
So the defense that's gone 4 quarters and almost 5 now, with 3.5 minutes left here in the third. Their backs against the wall. Just inside the 2, you see the quarterback Cobb asking the crowd to quiet down just a little. Now he steps back and has some words with referee John Ireland. What's going on down there?
Second clock, the 22nd clock ran down.
Well, we'll let them sort it out. John Ireland. Browner, I wonder if he could be, because he was playing defense, Tom, and now he's in there at a tackle. If he had to report or anything. Well, let's wait and see. Ireland hopefully will open up his mic and tell us what's going on.
Nothing.
Okay, they recycle the clock. It's back to 20 seconds. And it's 1st and goal from just inside the 2. You look at Cobb under center. Right side down near the goal line, but not in.
Now you have to remember that they've got the 1 yard off the ball here, so all the quarterback has to do really is sort of fall forward on this.
That was Martin Patton on the carry. Patton, 203 pounds.
I don't think there's any question about what they have to do here in this play. They've got to go for the touch.
Up they come. And touchdown. Reggie Barnes, or check it, Martin Patton in for the score, and Shreveport is on the board, ending Baltimore's scoreless run that extended to almost 5 quarters. But the block punt set it up.
Block punt was the one that really turned it around. Exactly, Scott. The thing that you have to do is those kind of plays can't happen, especially this late in the season when you're halfway through the ball season. You can't have somebody shoot right up the middle and get the block.
Martin Patton, a happy camper as he gets Shreveport on the scoreboard and kind of wakes up some of these fans. They haven't had much to cheer about. So Bjorn Nitmo on to try to add the single.
Looks like there's approximately about 15,000 people here tonight, Scott. They've got a lot of other college games going on starting their season right now, so they've got some competition, but good crowd by Shreveport, good football town.
You call 15,000 a good crowd?
Well,
compared to other people, man.
Compared to Vegas.
Okay, Nitmo converts. It's now a 21-7 game. A lot of time left, 2:23 in the third quarter. We'll return to Independence Stadium right after this. All right, the Pirates are on the scoreboard and back into this game. 21-7, Baltimore on top. 2:23 to play in the third quarter. A block punt leading to the Marty Patton touchdown for the Pirates. And now Nitmo ready to kick off. As you take a look back deep, it's Pringle along with Petrie. To put Pringle to the near side from about the 7. Lost his footing. And he's stacked up at about the 19. So Shreveport now playing with a lot of emotion. You see the fans on their feet. Mo's on their side, Tom.
Well, that's exactly right, Scott. Baltimore, what they have to do right now is take the wind out of the sails. They've got to get a sustained drive going, be able to move the ball down the field, put some points on the board, now to quiet this crowd down. 2:14 remaining in the third quarter. Again, Pringle slipping on that ground over there. I told you how slippery it was on that outside. Good defense by the special teams coming down, knocking Pringle out of bounds, not driving him into the wall.
Browner hobbling a little bit. He's out of that Shreveport defense, and now see Sheldon Canley is in the slot over on the right side as he's entered the Baltimore backfield. Here comes Pringle on the delay. On his feet and spins up to about the 26 or 27 yard line. Got about 7 or 8 on the play.
Quickness of Pringle coming right up on that quick draw again. It's just a little snap, high snap to Sean Jones. He just puts it in the pocket of Pringle. Pringle decides where he wants to go, hand picks it. It's almost like a quarterback draw.
There's Perry, who made the tackle on that play.
Pringle up over 120 some yards now.
2nd and 2. Back they go to Pringle, the first down and a lot more. 45-50 into Shreveport territory.
Oh.
He's going to go all the way. Pringle breaks out of the pack. 10-5, touchdown, Mike Pringle. No penalty markers down.
Oh, what great effort on Pringle's part. This is just a great run, great blocking at the point of attack. And boy, one tired guy down in the end zone right now. That's the thing that they had to do. Baltimore had to come up with a big play like that to really squelch this effort by Shreveport.
Well, you said they needed something, Tom. 83 yards on that Mike Pringle touchdown run. 215 yards on the evening for Pringle. And he's working his way toward a game ball.
A game ball, no question about it. You know, it's interesting. This is mostly a passing game, but again, Pringle coming up with a great effort on the run yardage. The offensive line doing a good job opening the holes for him, giving him that extra effort on his part to be able to keep those feet driving, breaking tackles, and going 83 yards for a touchdown.
That could be a backbreaker. Shreveport had just got on the scoreboard. And Pringle busts one 83 yards. And here's Iggy, double O with the point after. And the single is good. So Baltimore's lead now back to 21 points, 28-7.
Those are the kind of things, Scott, that really do break your back. And you can just see Pringle here. Just an off-tackle play. Pringle has the option, cuts back, breaks a tackle there. Now watch this here, how he knocks away the tackle on him right here.
Good block by Reggie Perry, and there you go, Tom.
One guy knocks the other guy right off. A great play. That's the longest run from scrimmage in the history of the franchise. So, in the longest run this season, Pringle has 83 yards on the play, puts him up to 215 yards rushing. Here again, great cutback. Going against the grain, that's when you can break arm tackles. But watch here. One of the defensive backs knocks the other one right off the tackle. Pringle keeps those legs driving.
Worthman and Merrow, the two defensive backs that had the last shot at Mike Pringle, but give the offensive line some credit too. They really opened a nice lane for him to get it started.
That's one tired football player at the end of that run. But what a great feeling.
You don't mind being tired after one of those.
You can go take a rest.
That Baltimore offensive line, by the way, has only allowed 12 sacks this year. That's tied for best in the CFL. Short kick this time. And Shreveport trying to put them in. Ooh, a high tackle as he goes down on the 42-yard line. Terry Smith took a shot upstairs.
Alvin Walton again on the special teams coming down there. Really clotheslines him as he tries to go by. Walton doing a little butt hunting right there, boy. Watch this again. Boom. That's what they call the clothesline. I was down in Atlanta a couple weeks ago, and I ran into one of my old big nemesis, Doug Adkins.
He could put a bear hug on you.
He could put a bear hug on you. I told him one time, the first thing he ever did to me was when I came out on a close flare, he clotheslined me. The first thing it hit was the back of my head. There's the scoring drive, 3 plays, 91 yards. Pringle's 83-yard run. He almost took him a minute to get down there.
Offside. Baltimore number 5. Decline. First down.
Mike Alexander offside, but they'll take the return. A good job. Terry Smith advanced it to the 43. You've got the thrower in there as far as Shreveport is concerned with the 2 new quarterbacks. Robert Cobb, the NFL prototype guy, good arm, some size. And this time they give it to Patton. He gets a few yards up to about the 46. Mickey Andrews there.
There's middle linebacker coming up, holding right underneath off the tackle and filling the hole. Good tackle.
Good news to see Alfred Payton back out there, Tom.
Yeah, he banged his knee. Probably got a good bruise on that, but he's a player. He's the kind of guy that's going to make this defense rise to the occasion. And once we get Bayless back, and this is a great opportunity for Gerald to get a rest this week, we get him back in there. This is a great defensive line.
Here we go from the shotgun. Cobb near side, and it's caught. Nice grab as Lucas went up and made a good catch with Carl Anthony right on him. Look at his quarterback. He likes it too. Yeah. David Lucas with the grab out of Florida A&M.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score, Baltimore 28.
That's going to be the end of the quarter as time has expired. Lucas with a nice catch here. Will step out. Baltimore leads 28-7. Back in Shreveport, Baltimore on top as we get ready to head into the fourth quarter. It's 28-7. First quarter, they got a safety on a bad snap, and then Iggy added a field goal, 5-0. It was 18-0 at the half. The only touchdown in the first half, a flip to Mike Alexander, and then 10 points in the third quarter on the Baltimore end. The big play, Mike Pringle's 83-yard run. Handed off to Patton. Runs out of the tackle, got some room. Down around the 40-yard line and spins down to the 37. A nice run by Martin Patton.
Martin Patton, a big running back, 6'1", 203 out of Texas A&I. He's a rookie, but again, he kept those legs driving, spinning back out to the outside. Again, the same play we've been running. Baltimore's been running a little quick draw, cuts back to the inside and breaks back to the outside. But watch him. He keeps those legs pumping, keeps turning, spinning around, picks up about 12 to 13 yards on the play.
Patton, who scored the touchdown, gives him a first down from the Baltimore 38. Cobb setting up, looking down the middle, completes it. Thompson to about the 29.
Matt Goodwin on the coverage that time, trying to strip the ball, but a good hard throw by Cobb, throwing over the middle to Barnes and making a good reception on play. Picks up 9 yards on the play.
Barnes out of the backfield on the grab as you look at Robert Cobb. Cobb 6'3", 220-pounder out of Northeast Louisiana. He's not only a football player in college, he was a real student athlete with a 3.45 grade point average.
Take a look at that stat, boy. 170 points, 51.
Big guy on the keeper. Run out of bounds inside the 25.
So a good decision by the Baltimore defense right there. There's a time you can really give a guy a little shove, and no sense in it with those walls there. This is just too dangerous for him over there.
The walls or the 15,
yeah,
right?
Or the 15. It's just...
So now Robert Cobb moving him down the field. Looks over to get a play from the bench. Play clock down to 10 seconds.
Hurry up play.
4 now. Cobb still taking his time. He's going to get a 5-yard penalty. Just did beat it. Clock short 0, but no flag. And throws incomplete to the far side of the field. Good coverage by fans' reaction on that. Carl Anthony may have had an arm on Lucas on that one. Let's take a look at it if we get a chance. Again, good defense by Carl Anthony. Does not get called on the play, but a little question. Covered him like a blanket. That's right. Here he is. Cobb setting up from the shotgun, dropping right back into the inside. Ball being thrown. Now you'll be able to watch Anthony coming across. Diving. Went for the ball, right? For the ball. As long as he kept that left arm off of him. Clean. 12:29 left in the fourth quarter. 28-7 Baltimore. As they try to improve the 6-3, and we've got delay of clock that time. He's been running that clock right down to the wire. That time he caught him. I think, Tom, the play before, he actually got a break. Yeah. Looked up, it was 0, and they hadn't snapped the ball.
Time count violation. Shreveport number 12. Still second down.
I think Mr. Cobb has got to realize that this is not the National Football League and that there is not 45 seconds. Part of the problem is too he's turning to the bench to get his play, and that takes some extra time. They got to get him to play a little quicker. From the shotgun. Cobb looking to throw some pressure, throwing down the middle into coverage. It's incomplete. About 4 white shirts down there. And on the receiving end was Mark Patton, the intended receiver, but well covered. Well covered. Cobb's getting up a little slow, walking to the side. Cobwebs. Cobwebs is right. Cobwebs and dirt. He got nailed in the backfield. Welcome to the CFL, Robert Cobb. Yes, sir. Going to try the field goal, Scott. Certainly within Bjorn Nitmo's range. An 80% field goal kicker, 12 of 15, with a long of 56 this year, and this one will come from the 35. Harry Smith, the wide receiver, is the holder. Nitmo from the far hash. Gets it away, and it's no good. And it sails out of the end zone for a single. For a rouge. You were hoping you got to say rouge, that. Baton Rouge. Rouge. Capital of Louisiana, right? Louisiana, we got the so Baton Rouge makes the score 28-8. Baltimore will have the ball from the 35 when we return. .12:04 left in the fourth quarter. Baltimore on top of the Pirates from Shreveport. 28-8 the score. And Tom, I just hope that your trend-setting fashion doesn't catch on down here in Shreveport. Don't start. Tom Matty showed up all ready to go this weekend with 2 different colored shoes on. I couldn't believe. You know, if you get up at 6 o'clock to go catch an airplane, Tom. And they both are brown, sort of. One's Cordovan and one's brown, I was in trouble. This is Canley. Sheldon Canley trying to get outside and gets about 6 yards up to about the 42-yard line. Ron Perry made the stop, and here are the standings. Now remember, the top 4 teams qualify for the playoffs. Top 2 teams play at home in the first round. Baltimore looking pretty good now. With a win tonight, they'd be 6-3, which would put Baltimore in great position to have a home game. And now if you take a look at the rest of the league, British Columbia last night played Saskatchewan or Sacramento to a tie, 7-1-1, but Dunnigan is coming back, I believe. And that pass incomplete. John Jones nearly had that one picked off. Good break by the defender over there as he tried to get it to the franchise. Franchise, I don't know if the franchise has caught a ball. He's been quiet tonight. He's been very quiet tonight. Limping off right now, grabbing a seat on the bench. That ground over there is so hard, and when he dove probably down to the ground, he probably jumped on that knee. Don Matthews, the head coach of the Baltimore CFL Football Club. Could you tell if he was winning or losing? No, I don't think so. This effort, there should be a lot more points for Baltimore right now, but they're hanging in there with a 28-8 lead. Josh Miller with a big kick. The punt down from the 20-yard line. This is Terry Smith outside, and boom, he gets banged out of bounds. The ball back to Peter Tuipulotu. Now, Tuipulotu made the hit, and then kind of a taunting thing there where Terry Smith threw the football back at Peter, and I think it's going to cost him. It cost him 15 yards. Let's check it out, Tom.
Watch it right here. Tuipulotu just knocks him out. Now watch ball being thrown right at
Objectionable
Tuipulotu.
conduct. Shreveport, number 88. First down.
You don't need that kind of stuff.
It's tough enough, right?
That's right. I mean, the guy got a good block on you. Didn't hurt you, didn't push you into the wall or anything like that. Tuipulotu stopped once he hit the guy. You know, that's just throwing the ball in somebody's face, and you can't get away
That's
from
not smart football.
Not smart football. Puts him back on the 22-yard line.
Lose your football games. Clock running, 10:50 left in the fourth quarter. Get Baltimore at home next week at Memorial Stadium against Sacramento. The team led by quarterback David Archer. Cobb upfield and nearly picked off. Nice play.
Great.
Right on the money. Broken up on the play by Tracy Gravely.
Trying to get it to Terry Smith, who just picked up the penalty.
And Tracy Gravely coming right across on the slant-in pattern right there. You'll see him setting up Cobb, setting up, boom, throws right back in the guys inside. Watch Gravely coming across. Oh.
Does it look to you like Cobb is really looking at his receiver and giving the backs a good chance to know where he's going?
Exactly. I think that the recovery by Tracy Gravely on that one, Scott, was the fact that with the slanted pattern, he's looking at that receiver, staying with that receiver. That gives that defensive back enough time to react.
Back to throw again is Robert Cobb. Near side and in and out of the hands. Terry Smith. Catchable ball.
That's a catchable ball. Once you be able to get up on top of it. Here comes the third quarter stats right now. And the rushing yards for Baltimore is the thing that really stands out. This is the Molson highlights right here. 267 yards rushing for the Baltimore CFL Football Club versus 44. And again, look at the total yards tonight for Baltimore. 453 yards versus 178. That's a statistic that will jump out at you.
And the scoreboard says 28-8 with 10 minutes left to play. Aaron Canner back to punt inside his 10. Good pressure. Oh, nearly blocked, but he gets it off. And here's Petrie. He lost the handle, has to retreat. You don't need to give him the yard once he's touched it. He's in trouble. And down he goes at the 35. Kind of a misadventure that time for Stan Petrie. And a great punt. Was nearly blocked, Tom.
Pressure was being put on by Baltimore, and it was Mike Alexander who almost blocked the punt.
Oh, what a nice shot.
That's what you call a spiral. Picks it up here, and no place to go. Lots of Pirates coming down on you.
Osborne made the stop. It's Mike Alexander who nearly blocked that punt. Don Matthews down to speak with him. Jones has gone all the way at quarterback, and now Sheldon Canley getting some work with a 20-point lead. Canley certainly, he won that job to start the season. Pringle was actually the backup, Tom, so he can play.
Oh, he's quick. He's built like a dynamo. I'll tell you, it's just this little short guy, but I'll tell you, his body is nothing but solid muscle and great quickness, just like Pringle. These two guys were great, and both of them were really good college players, leading the conferences that they were in total offense.
Canley 5'9", 200 pounds, and he's got the ball again across the 45 for a first down.
Sheldon Canley, the ball carrier.
This is what you like to do. You get a 20-point lead, you just kind of pound it on the ground, keep them honest, keep the chains moving, and keep the clock clicking.
Well, Scott, you can see the offensive line of Baltimore right here, just firing off the ball. Canley picking the hole, picking up the first yard. So take a look at the offensive line of Baltimore right there with Shar. He's a big guy at 290. You take a look at the Earl boys, one's 300, one's 305. Subis is 280, and you look at Neil Ford, it's 330. You've got an average of about 301 yards. Pounds.
This is Canley again. He's got some room. Another first down. He's inside the 50 to the Shreveport 48. And again, they keep winning the game at the line of scrimmage.
And this is a strategy that Don Matthews would have as a coach. What you have to do is respect the running game of Baltimore. Now, this is going to put a lot of pressure on the other teams because they're going to see how we're pounding this out. What do they have to do to stop that? And if you take a look at the comparisons between the offensive games and the net yards, 451 to 259, and the turnovers, we're only having 2.8 while they're having 4.
15-yard pickup on that last run by Canley.
And back to Canley again, and this time the gain is short, just a couple of yards. Ray Savage wrapped him up in a hurry.
Ray Savage on the tackle for Shreveport.
Well, anytime you can rest some banged-up guys like Tracy Ham and over on the defensive side, Sean Beal,
with his ribs,
John
and
Jimmy, Gerald Bayless,
and still come out a winner. You're going home in great position, because Baltimore will be 6-3 after this ball game here tonight. Puts us in perfect position, gives us the upper hand as far as having the whole playoff game. I think we can do a much better job in the second part of the season.
John going to throw this time after keeping it on the ground. It's complete to Tui Peloto, and good for a first down down around the 34-yard line.
Right now, Shreveport has got to sort of suck it up. This is the time when, you know, you have to call that gut check. And knowing the game is out of control for them, 6:36 remaining in the ball game, anything can happen in CFL football. So you're playing on pride, right? You're playing, you actually really are playing on pride. And you talk about a guy that deserves a rest. Is Tracy Ham over here laughing, smiling, the franchise player for us.
Getting better, right?
And getting better. Get that quad well.
6:15, clock running. And a nice sustained drive here. Sean Jones basically doing it on the ground, and there's Canley spinning on it. Oh, what a nice run as he dived forward to about the 25.
Just a great second effort. Good balance. He got hit right in the hole there, but sort of spun out of it. Kept his balance and just dove forward. Picked up about almost 10 yards on the play, 9.5. Again, good handoff. Watch him here. Gets hit, spins out, keeps his balance, keeps those feet going, and then dives for about 3 extra yards.
Were you much of a spinner with your feet?
With my feet? With my brown shoe and my quarterman shoe? Not quite. You turkey.
Trendsetter, Tom Matty. Rolling out is Sean Jones. Flipping upfield and picked off. Intercepted at the 30. Across the 40, up to the 50. Chance to go all the way. One man to beat, and Sean Jones finally tackling him at the 15-yard line. As Joe Fuller turned that one around, and a big play for Shreveport.
Big mistake by Sean Jones throwing the ball there. We've got a CFLer down on the field. Can't tell who it is, but Sean Jones with that great speed coming back, being able to, he just throwing the ball up for grabs right there. That's a bad throw into a crowd, going against the grain. Good run here by Fuller. If it isn't for Sean Jones' speed, there is no way that anybody else can catch this guy.
Fuller's 4th interception of the year. We'll be back. 5:17 left, 28-8. Here's the interception by Fuller. Pordanish was injured on this play, and there's Shar right there attempting to make the tackle. It looked, Tom, like maybe he just came down on his knee.
Just came right down on top of that bone there, and that's just a bruise. I don't think anything else.
Looks all right when he left.
Yeah, he's walking around okay right now. I just think he fell right down on top. Shar, one of the real good offensive linemen.
Cobb got some time. Now here comes Pressberry, and he fires it away. So good coverage downfield. He had some time, but nobody was apparently open.
Well, Cobb sees he's moving outside the pocket to the short side of the field. Great coverage by Baltimore on defense. And the thing that he did is you don't want to make the same mistake that Sean Jones did down there. He should have eaten the ball or just thrown it away. And Cobb, being smart, threw it away. He's only 2 for 8 here. So between the two of them, between the two quarterbacks, not a very good game at all. If you take a look at what he had the first half, it wasn't all had 6 for 17. So
this is Cobb again setting up, throwing into the end zone, back into the corner. Watson had a hand on him, then it was nearly caught. So similar to the play in the first half, Tony Moss almost got the deflection.
He's looking at that interception. Watson right in the coverage on that one and has the ball. Again, you take a look right here. Quarterback setting up, just throwing a corner pattern. Watson is getting position, just puts it right in, doesn't look it in, and should have come up with the interception.
Well, it's do or die here on 3rd down to get down to the 5-yard line.
Rushing yards right here. You can take a look at Baltimore 315, Shreveport only 67.
Cobb looking, throwing down to about the 2. He's up for the first down, and the pass is caught
David Lucas made the grab to keep the drive alive.
And that was a perfect throw, Scott. I'll tell you, Cobb had to throw it down to the inside. Good coverage. It was just a perfect throw. Those are the kind that you cannot stop from being completed. That's just a perfect throw and a great catch.
Carl Anthony was right there. Now Cobb again having trouble getting the play from the sidelines. Cobb joins the huddle. Charles Anthony leaving the field as he's been replaced on the Baltimore defense. Patton with the ball on the right side, stacked up short of the goal line.
This is where pride comes in for the defense. They've only given one touchdown in the last 6 quarters, and right now is when the defense sort of tries to suck it up, stop from getting that extra touchdown.
Scott Miller down there. O.J. Brigance over on that left side at the rush end. The unknown fan. It's come to this, 0-8. We said most fans hadn't given up on this team, but apparently we found one that might be close. 2nd and goal. Cobb leaps. He's short and lost the football. They're pointing Baltimore's way, and Cobb on the quarterback sneak lost the football, and O.J. Brigance Alfred Payton comes out of there with it. Payton let go by Shreveport, recovers the fumble. Right down the line, Tom. Here it is.
The ball pops out, and there comes Payton right underneath. Good camera coverage. Payton comes up with the ball.
Sharp Ordonish made the hit down there on that goal line defense. The offensive lineman makes the play. Payton recovers. We'll be back with you next Saturday. Hope you join us from Memorial Stadium. Sacramento comes in, and that's a good Sacramento team. And what do we have, 41,000 at Memorial Stadium last time?
Last time we played in a home televised game, and we need the fans to come on out and support the Baltimore CFL Football Club and show their enthusiasm.
Well, it's that time of year. It's football season. We're into September, and I think they'll be there, Tom.
Back in
Go in the shadow of his own goal line. Beautiful Pringle. And Pringle gets about 6 or 7 out to the 7 or 8 yard line. Pringle over 220 yards rushing in this game.
Yeah, the turnovers 3 and 3, and in the first half, when you really took a look at the statistics, that's where Baltimore had fallen down, but now they've made up, got those recoveries back, so it's an even push today.
2:45 left to play. Baltimore with a win here tonight would improve to 4-1 on the road, and they've shown that they can win in front of their home fans and make a lot of noise at Memorial Stadium, but also to win on the road is a key for any team. Pringle with some room left side, and they finally drag him down. Daniel Hunter on the stop.
And great blocking at the point of attack again, Scott. They're just giving Pringle that ball and just handing it off to him and letting him go off tackle, picking his hole. And with his great quickness, this guy can really scoop through the hole, breaks to the outside, picks up the first down, keeps the ball alive, letting that clock run down. 2:20 remaining in the 4th quarter. Baltimore up 28-8.
Mike Pringle came in 3rd in the CFL in rushing in this 220-plus yard effort.
Could push him up over the top.
Right near the top. 2:05. And this is Canley. Sheldon Canley up across the 20. Short gain on the play.
What they're doing tonight is establishing that running game with that big offensive line, taking a look across. These guys, you know, that's the one thing as a running back, what you do is when you go in that locker room, you go over and say, hey, thanks, guys. And especially when you have 200 and so. Pringle has now 19 carries, 232 yards.
John Jones, and no big rush, but he better snap it quicker. It'll cost him 5. And there's the delay finally whistled. Wanted to run the clock down, but maybe not quite that far. Sean Jones has to be a great
time count violation. Baltimore number 10 lost it down. Third down.
Tom, how much can a player learn practicing and looking at film? You got to get out there and play, right, to really learn.
We have
in the heat
to.
of battle.
The experience is the best gamemanship that you can have, Scott. And with this, with a chance of giving Tracy Ham a rest, John Jimmy a rest, Sean Jones steps up, does the job, and gets the game experience so necessary to have when you have to come in and play.
Now it's a punting situation as Josh Miller is in. Ford may try to go get him here, standing back on his own 6. Low snap, and Josh is going to take the 2. A little strategy. He's going to run some time off the clock before he puts the knee down. Look at this. This might be the final play of the game if he can keep moving. Finally runs out of the end zone.
Josh. Smart man. I'll tell you what, he takes the 2 points. He doesn't care about the 2 points. But he didn't want to get hit either.
And he didn't want the coach to get mad at him because he's afraid of the head coach. The 1:24 left as the Baltimore CFLs go into their 4-corner offense there. Trying to take a little off the clock. Makes the score 20.
If you're going to pass it back and forth, pass it back. Here comes the official. There was a penalty.
Holding. Baltimore number 57. Declined. We have a safety touch.
A safety touch.
Safety touch.
John Matthews get on the bus. 1:24 left. Get that win and get home and start thinking about Sacramento.
Start thinking about Sacramento. The guys have a meeting tomorrow, a little work through tomorrow afternoon. We'll be arriving home at around 4 o'clock in the morning at BWI on our charter airline, the Viscount. So it'll be a short day for us also.
Forrest Gregg working at trying to get something going down here in Shreveport. He'll drop to 0-9. Took over late. He wasn't hired until June 17th. Players on both sides. Are we ready to go? Robert Cobb says. Pirates huddled around their coaches.
Also talking to official down there, trying to figure out what's going on.
Baltimore has the defense out. At this point of the game, it's sorted out. Play football. 28-10 game.
Hey, Walker, give me $100, man.
1:24 remaining in the 4th quarter. The fans are sort of piling out as quickly as possible. Getting home a little bit early for the big weekend.
They can go home and watch the game now. They can watch Shreveport because our broadcast is on.
Tape delay here. We come on at 10:30 their time.
By the time they see that, here's Iggy. Put into it after the safety. Down at about the 35-yard line goes Terry Smith.
Ball on the 35-yard line, and again, when you get down on that sideline down there, that hard turf, it's almost like ice down there. People are sliding with their cleats and just skidding out from underneath them.
Mike Alexander upgrades this team. He caught a touchdown pass, Tom, and he's been around on a lot of special teams plays. Just missed blocking a punt. Been on a couple of tackles.
This is just an effort that Baltimore wanted to get this game over with tonight and get home 6-3 and get ready for Sacramento, because there's going to be a big fight on that one.
Now people jumping off sides on both sides of the ball. I think it was Shipley and Patton jumping for Shreveport, and then Baltimore reacted to that.
Shreveport sliding, moving a little too quick before the count. Robert Cobb getting to play the second half, and this is a decision that...
what do you think? You're the coach, Forrest Gregg. Who do you start next week, Hall or Cobb?
Well, I think I'm going to go with Cobb. I like the way he sets up in the pocket. I think he's a big, strong kind of a quarterback that can take some shots. He also has...
Procedure. Shreveport number 68. Still first down.
Well, here's the season for Shreveport. Two closest but no cigars, Toronto, and then later Hamilton, but other than that, they haven't been in many games. Cobb completes it. Upfield to Patton.
Again, right there, you can see him sliding, Patton catching the ball, but boy, I'll tell you, you can't put your cleats in the ground on that area right there at all.
Tom, one of the things about CFL football I think the fans should be aware of, it's not unusual to change quarterbacks to play two in a game. If that happens in the NFL, you've got a quarterback controversy.
Yes.
But Don Matthews said that's an ongoing situation.
Offside, Baltimore number 56, still first down.
If a frontline quarterback is having a bad game, they think nothing of going to the bench and bringing in the relief pitcher in the CFL, but you don't see that a lot of that in American football.
Not in American football.
Cobb back to throw again, fires up the middle, complete to Patton. Short of the first down, up near the 40-yard line. Clock running, 1:13. Now they stop at 1:13 left.
A lot of tickets for sale for the upcoming game versus Sacramento. All you have to do is call 554-1040 for that information. And please come on out and support this team.
Here's Cobb. Up ahead, pass complete. That's good for a first down. Richard Barnes leaping out of the backfield on the catch. Just short of midfield at about the 53-yard line.
The Baltimore defense just sort of hanging back, letting them catch the ball underneath the coverage, just playing zone defense back there and giving them the short ones.
Offside, Baltimore number 56, decline, first down.
Alfred Payton's having
Not me.
Not me again. He must be lining up inside that the 1 yard. Now he's really off the ball this time. They call him this time.
Here's Cobb again. And complete to Charles Thompson. And good coverage out there. You saw Tracy Gravely and Carl Anthony coming up.
Carl Anthony coming up, make a good tackle on this one. They're just giving them the short stuff underneath. We'll let them catch the ball, make the tackle, keep them in bounds. But the clock doesn't start until the officials wind it up. Bring it back out in the middle of the field.
The snap on this play.
The snap on
play
the play.
count.
With the last 3 minutes.
And that's nearly picked off. Over the middle, Scott Miller, the defensive lineman, dropping back into coverage, and he fooled him. He didn't expect to see him there.
Didn't see him at all, and Miller almost comes up with a big interception.
Now there's a valuable guy. Scott Miller has played on the offensive side of the ball. He started this game at defensive tackle for Gerald Bayless. He's a long snapper for the team.
This is a time when you're sort of sucking air a little bit.
And third down. They'll turn it over if they don't pick up the yardage here. Third down and 5. Cobb down the middle. Pass complete. That's a first down to Reggie Barnes. So the drive stays alive with 47 seconds left in the game.
Matt Goodwin coming up on the tackle. Good coverage. Again, what all they're doing is letting the backs come out, hook up in front of the linebackers, which will be able to pick up the 5 to 7 yards on each one of these. But Baltimore doesn't care about that right now. Again, just coming right back out.
Cobb going deeper this time. Thompson makes the grab as he is upended. A big hit from Ken Watson downfield, but give some credit to Charles Thompson for hanging on.
That's when you find out whether or not you've got the stamina to play in this league. When you can jump over the middle up there, go right up in the air, catch this ball, know that you're going to get hit when you catch it. About boom, they hurt.
Athletic play from number 6, Charles Thompson. First and 10 from the Baltimore 17. Cobb with the pressure coming, fires incomplete, nearly picked off by Carl Anthony. Big rush that time. He had to unload in a hurry.
O.J. Berganson coming around from the backside, almost nails Cobb as he steps up in the pocket just to throw the ball.
Miller in, replacing Presbury to try to keep those guys a little fresh up front. In this league, Tom, if you're a defensive lineman, you're pass rushing almost every play, and you really got to get tired out.
Well, not only that, but if the quarterback rolls out a little bit, you've got a wide area to run back and forth.
Time to throw, firing, incomplete.
You can see that Cobb does have the strong arm coming across. Smith on the reception there. It just goes right through his arm. He really drills it. Good coverage by Baltimore on defense, but could have had the opportunity to catch that ball as he came back to the inside. Little post pattern, Scott.
Now they're faced with third down again. They'll try to get it in the end zone. Third down and 10 from the Baltimore 17. Cobb with good time throwing into the end zone for Thompson. Touchdown. Charles Thompson got behind the defense, and Shreveport scores with 18 seconds left. Cobb's got to feel pretty good about his effort. He's moved his team.
He's moved the team down the field, and good reception, just a little post pattern back to the outside, an up and run shoot on it, and it was a great throw by Cobb. Just puts it on the string right there.
Get ready.
Watson got beat on that one, but crowd reaction is great. There's Cobb jumping up.
Crowd reaction. Both of them.
Both of them. What's left? They had 16,332 people in attendance tonight here.
Now they'll go for two. 28-16. Cobb rolling. Now under some pressure. Here comes Goodwin, and down he goes. Matt Goodwin using that blazing speed and just outran Robert Cobb. So there'll be no deuce on the point after, and the score remains 28-16. And watch Matt Goodwin come down.
Matt Goodwin, track man. There he goes. Here he comes in a pitcher.
Good night, Mr. Cobb.
Good night. Not gonna get by me.
6'2", 205-pounder, one of the Goodwin twins. His brother Malcolm also on that Baltimore defense. So now 15 seconds left. And here comes the onside kick.
Onside kick team. They're bringing out. This is what you have to do. And the strategy on this is you've got to put your receivers and your
the hands team.
The hands team. What we call the hands team. You get those guys out there. I always used to be on that thing, and boy, I hated it.
Because you knew you were going to get a bunch of people coming in.
I knew. Shula always put me right there in McCaffrey. He always put me right where I knew that ball was going to be kicked. You got good hands, you better be there.
Now remember, there's no fair catch in the CFL, so sometimes instead of kicking the ball low, Tom, they'll just try to pop it up and hope their guys can get under it. Exactly like a chip shot. Watch Bjorn Nitmo now on the onside kick.
I need it all.
Standing just about 3 yards off the ball. And here we go. Nitmo going to go to the far side of the field, pops it up, and he kicked it too far, kicked it right out of bounds. Flag goes down, and Baltimore can take possession.
Baltimore should take possession on about the 50-yard line.
Not a good job by Nitmo, Tom. Did give his guys a chance to get it.
Illegal kickoff. Shreveport number 16. Baltimore will take the ball where it went out of bounds. First down.
The last scoring drive for the Pirates, 10 plays, 75 yards, the touchdown to Thompson from rookie quarterback Robert Cobb, who's making his professional debut here.
Baltimore has to be happy with the effort that Sean Jones put forth tonight. Got good game experience, Scott. The thing that he has to do is he's got to remember not to throw that ball in a crowd. A couple times he threw it right into a crowd and came up with the interceptions.
They're going to line it up tight here and probably just drop down a knee and get out of town. Goes Jones, and you see the time remaining. Now it moves. 15 seconds.
They can stay right on the line of scrimmage right now. The clock will run down once the officials started the clock up, and that's it tonight.
To run one more snap because it can't run out before a play in the CFL, and there it is. The snap, the knee down. And Baltimore wins another one on the road. So it's a 4-1 road team. And the final, 28-16. We'll take a quick break. Be back at Independence Stadium in just a minute. Welcome back. Final score 28-16. Let's go down on the field to Coach Don Matthews. Don, your team ran for 331 yards. And Pringle, I think, alone rushed for 232. Great effort on the ground.
Yeah, it was a great effort. It wasn't real pretty. We struggled a little bit, you know, with our Sean Jones, and I thought he did a very good job. He put the points on the board when we needed them, but certainly there was some inexperience in there that this will make him a better football player.
Well, Coach, the one thing in Sean Jones, and that's exactly what we were talking about up here, gives him some game time experience. You also got a chance to rest Tracy Ham and John Conjemi. So overall, this was a great effort by the Baltimore team.
Yeah, it really was. You know, it was a very important win when we're banged up like we were, and it's important that we get Tracy healthy. And, you know, we're a lot more cohesive when our veteran quarterback's in there. But as we come out of this, we got the 2 points what we needed, plus we're a better football team, because now Sean Jones has that valuable experience.
Yeah, your defense threw a shutout again in the first half, Don. That was 4 consecutive quarters without giving up a point.
Yeah, and you know what, it got a little sloppy at the end, and sometimes that happens. It's pretty hot down here, and they got pretty tired. But Shreveport's a struggling football team, as you know, and, you know, but it's very important that we pick up the victories that we're supposed to win at.
Don, thanks a lot. I know you want to get in with your team, and we'll see you next week against Sacramento at home.
All right.
Congratulations, Coach.
Don Matthews down on the field. Baltimore a 28-16 winner, and we'll be back in just a minute. Tom, our next TV game next week should be a good one. A good Sacramento team comes into Memorial Stadium.
Well, we're 6-3, Scotty. Baltimore's really halfway through the season. I think it's going to be a great effort, the second effort. Sacramento's a good ball club. We are expecting a great crowd out there. Come see us.
All right, that is it from Independence Stadium in Shreveport. A reminder to join us again next Saturday, as Tom mentioned, as the Baltimore CFL Football Club welcomes the Sacramento Gold Miners to Memorial Stadium. Kickoff for that one at 7:30. This is Scott Garceau for Tom Matte, executive producer Greg Massoni, director Rick White, and statistician Scott Kleinfeld. Tonight's final from Shreveport. Baltimore wins it 28-16. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.